So soulful, ain't it, y'all? So soulful.
Yo, when Nas say, hear ye, all kings stand near me. Letting everybody know, like, yo, I don't know what the kings to stand near me. Everybody else fall back.
Hey, let me know when you're done, man.
Go ahead, man. Go ahead.
You know, Jay-Z really ripped it, man.
That's another B and another B.
See, now you just being disrespectful. Now you just being.
That's what he said. He was like, "Yes, another B and another B."
Why you gotta sound like that, man? Like, why is you doing that?
He sound like that.
Sound like your average hater that always comes at the God MC. But anyhow, hey, we know we right back at y'all. It's Wednesday, 8:00 in the East. We got the guys back in the building, like we never left before. We took last week off. Of course, we got Tina B in the building tonight. Shout out to Becca. Hopefully you can hop on. Yo, mad shout out to Blackjack TV. Bobby Blackjack come through. Shout out to Blackjack TV Prime. Shout out to all you listening out there on Facebook. Shout out to all the listeners out there on YouTube, Spotify, 1 Mile High Radio, Solid Partners. Everybody that's been rocking with us, who's going to be rocking with us. Hey, we about to get into the shits. I'm going to go around the room, man, and see how my people's doing tonight. Ladies first, though. Tina B, what's the science?
Hi, guys. Don't y'all miss that sound? Hi, guys.
Yeah, you still
Hi, what up, nigga? What up? What up?
Yeah, I don't know the other shit.
Mark.
I miss you guys.
Yeah, what up?
And we miss you back.
Yeah, I miss you back. Sure do. Hey, yo, Mark, what's the word in Philly, man? How you been, man? We took that week off. What you been doing with your time?
Man, you know, all my nephews is going to LA next month. First time going to LA. You know, so of course, Uncle Mark being Uncle Mark, I got to get him right. Everybody's getting the exclusive pair of Jordans, my Jordan Connect. You know what I mean? For real, you know, I bumped into them a couple weeks ago. You know what I'm saying? The first pair already in my hands. You know what I mean? The green Oregon 5s. You know what I mean? For real, my rapping nephew, he gonna get those. You know what I mean? The black tiger print joints for my other nephew. Ah, man. This is a hell of a collection right here. So I'm just like, you know, they going, you know, I'm like, man, you can't step in another person's town and not rep Philly the way you need to rep Philly. So that's what we got to do, and that's what they're going to do. So I hope they enjoy it.
Where's mine? My birthday.
Where's yours?
And I wear kids, so my feet smaller than your nephew's.
Oh man, Team B. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, go ahead.
I got to get you on there. I got to get you on there.
Wow. Okay.
I got to get you on there.
Your address, and he'll go ahead and shoot you a pair, man. It's nothing. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna fuck with him every show. We're gonna make sure you got that pair because. You know, since Mark's spreading that love, I mean, I throw a 13. I'm gonna just throw it out there. I'm at 13 myself.
Yeah, show love.
Hey, bro, showing, you know what I'm saying? Yo, you better spread love too. Sean's a hoarder. If y'all didn't know, Sean's a hoarder, man. You know what I mean? He keep everything for himself.
Yeah,
look at that joint, man. That's crazy.
He's a real selfish. He's a selfish type cat, man. I do agree.
Spread love.
Merv, what's going on down there? I see you got your little 8-bit screen going on, man. What's going on, partner?
Hold up. Before you get the murder, he's milky joint. He's milky.
this nigga's out.
Size 5.5. Thank you.
5.5, boy.
Hey, Bird, wait,
You wear 5?
You said 5.5.
Nigga, you wear 5.5, nigga?
Who? No, her.
Oh, okay. All right. I thought Sean won 5.5.
Yo, hey, you trying to pull you too?
Yeah, you did.
Yo, price of the girl sneaks went up, man. Y'all used to be nice and cheap, man. You know what I mean? Y'all shit then definitely went up. My nieces hit me up, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, give me 2 pairs. I'm like, yo, you know that's $150 a piece now. What are you talking about? Give me 2 pairs.
It used to be $100.
You know, then I'll get you another pair in a couple weeks.
Yeah.
Murray, what's the science down there, man? What's happening? What you doing?
Man, I had a fucking plastic bag full of mini bottles that I can't find right fucking now.
Of course, you have a plastic bag of mini bottles. Oh, shit, did y'all hear that shit? Yo.
Wait, the ones we stole out the telly? Oh, my bad.
Wait, are mini bottles nips?
Yeah.
Hey, word.
I do got this. This is an old fashioned. Can you see this side right here? This is an old fashioned. This is the liquor.
Okay.
This is a mini bottle, old fashioned. It's a can or it's a mini can.
Oh, it's cute.
Wow.
Where you find your shit at?
Wow.
This is as many as it gets, but I ain't never seen something that small.
He said, "Wow."
Yeah.
Hey, you saying that shit like it's hot, man. I mean, congratulations and all that shit, but damn.
Wow. I couldn't do it, but hey.
Yo, for real. What's behind the plastic? I need to know about the plastic bags and mini bottles, man. That's not, you know, that's not normal, right? You know that, right?
What you mean? What you mean it's not normal?
You know what? Never mind, man. Never mind. Sean, what's happening, man? What's going on, man?
Man,
Hold on. Where the fuck where the fuck am I supposed to put mini bottles at? I'm supposed to get some luggage? Is there shit supposed to be in luggage, motherfucker? Where the fuck am I supposed to put mini bottles at? Luggage, nigga? Where?
Are those the little cans that be on the plane? Did you sit up on the plane, Murph?
It's
Yeah, my business, Tina B. Yeah, my fucking business, Tina.
Whoa, I can't believe this dude can't. You know, Murray, we live. I don't know if you know that or not, but we are actually live right now. You're talking about mini bottles in a plastic bag. So that being said,
you know what to you know who, but let's keep that between me and you.
For now. Sean, what up, man?
No. Yo, man, life is good, man. I was listening to a lot of inspirational music, man, for the past 24 hours, man. I was up last night posting up, man, in bed, listening to just classics, man. Songs that really hit your soul, man. One of the songs that hit me this morning when I woke up was my wake-up song, Destroy and Rebuild, man. Love that joint. I had to listen to that. Nas is different, man. I always talk about it, but Nas is different, man. Destroy and Rebuild, man. I had to listen to that this morning on repeat.
I found it.
Oh boy.
How you lose that big ass bag?
I found it.
This is
This
embarrassing.
was really ruining the integrity of the show. But go ahead, Sean.
Yeah, so
Hey, what hotel did you rob?
Life is good, man.
That nigga took flights and stashed that shit.
This dude got a stash of
It's a Hilton down South Carolina missing all the mini bottles.
He's proud too. That's the fucked up part about it. He's really proud of this shit.
Hey, you go.
Boom. I even got some mini.
Hey, Stats. It's no need to get a room the next couple weeks. Merv and stole all the mini bottles from the hotel.
Is that a mini Moscato?
Hey, I even got mini cranberry.
You went to what hotel you was at for real though?
Nah, that's not hotel. That's Delta.
Oh shit.
Super 8?
Not Delta.
That's Delta. I fly Delta. So that's
no.
You got the mini bottles from the
Nah, Murph fucking fly Spirit.
I'm not gonna ask you.
Hey, listen, I flew to Spirit twice overseas, Puerto Rico and the DR, and I'm still alive.
Yeah, well,
I don't
say like
Spirit.
this. If you fly in Spirit, you know what I mean, don't fly from Philly because they always fighting on that jump all the time. You know what I mean? The video be up too. It's on
Don't
YouTube.
fly from North.
They don't
tell you that they switch terminals.
If you fly from Philly, you fight. You automatically in a fight.
And
I
they
don't know
try
why
not to
that
do
is, but it
refunds.
Damn.
That is I don't like flying anyway, but I'm definitely not flying no fucking Spirit. I saw a video where shit the damn pilot had to try to land a plane like 3 different occasions.
Yeah.
Like I don't know if y'all see that video, but this, I mean, I don't know if this motherfucker was drunk or untrained, but anyhow, Sean, did you finish talking about what you was talking about minus Nas?
No, I was just saying life is good, man. Life is. I was listening to a lot of music over the past 24 hours, man. Listening to that Lloyd Banks album. Lloyd Banks came correct in that album, man. He has a new album that just came out last Friday. Lloyd did his thing, man. Got Styles P on there. He got Benny the Butcher on there. He got some heavyweights on there with him, man. So I was listening to that. I was listening to again, some nostalgia stuff, man. Just kind of getting ready for Black Music Month, man. I would listen to a lot of stuff, man. I was listening, man. I started listening to this guy named I forgot his name, but he got a song called Sugar Man. I'm listening to that today, man. Just listen to everything, bro. Just listen to music, man. Music is good for the soul. Listen to music. So life is good, man. Life is good. Be better if I get my passport tomorrow, but life is good.
Yeah, I'm in the process of getting one of those as well. Well, let's start off with some icebreakers, gentlemen. I'm gonna take y'all to Asheboro, North Carolina. I don't have the pick, but you got the Mexican kid Ever Lopez trying to walk. He was graduating. He walked across the stage with the Mexican flag. Like the boxers do, Mexican flag around us, or whatever. Yeah. And they wouldn't give him his diploma on the stage. Wow. I think that people in this country, especially the colonizers who really think that this country is theirs, need to realize that we are all immigrants. I don't know why some of those people are so triggered by anything that's not an American flag or the loser flag. What do you call loser? The Confederacy? Yeah, that shit. They're triggered by any type of flag that isn't the Stars and Stripes or isn't the Betsy Ross racist flag and all that shit. I don't understand it. But people need to come to the realization that this is a land of immigrants. Nobody but Native Americans really got any cause to, say this is our shit and we were here first, whatever like that. But the young man did end up getting his diploma. He had to go back to get it, I believe. I think he may have had a Mexican flag when he went up there. I'm good for that young man. I'll hope him nothing but the best in all of his future endeavors. What you got for icebreaker, Merv? I don't know if I'm gonna go to you right now.
Wait, let me say something. So you could decorate your hat, but you can't wear your flag.
That's a good point. It's dependent upon the school, but that's an excellent point.
It's a school discretion.
Yeah,
bullshit.
It's
discretion, but bullshit.
I feel like that's so disrespectful. I don't even know. That's just disrespectful as hell.
What's disrespectful?
That they had an issue with him wearing his flag. That's what he is. Like, what the hell?
People have a problem. Like, I'm trying to tell you, if you go out and about with that Jamaican flag draped over you, some folks get triggered by that. I don't know why, but hey, got a certain group that thinks this is their country and their country alone, and everybody else is just visiting. Should be okay. I mean, but I'm all about inclusion. I liked it myself when that young man went up there with his with the Mexican flag on. So kudos to Ever Lopez. Murray, what you got for us as far as breaking this ice up?
Put my picture up, nigga.
My bad, man. I forgot, man. I'm drinking. You got a good one.
Easy. Hey, let me tell y'all something, man. Let me tell y'all something. Yeezy ain't just barely dry. It's dry, but it's just barely dry on his divorce, right? And he got the supermodel. I think she's Russian. Yeah, she's Russian. They were seen in France, and then after vacation, they were seen last week. So there's definitely a love interest. They said it's definitely been intimate. But I mean, yo, what's the best way to give a pussy? New pussy.
God, Lord help us.
Shout out to my main man Kanye. It was like even the Kardashian gonna hold him down. He make a billionaire off the damn shoes. He got a damn Russian model on the side. It was like Kardashian who? Fuck a Kardashian and fuck a curse. I'm breaking all that shit and I'm out. Wow. Shout out to Uzi.
Thank you much for your vivid articulation of the situation.
West.
And he dropped that new jacket that broke Gap site in the 2
He did.
seconds.
That jacket
broke the site.
It's sold out already, isn't it? I bet it's sold out already.
Yeah, it's sold out. You know what I mean? They already reselling that joint for $800 already.
Kim got people in her back pocket. Kim got people in her back pocket, Fee. Believe
that. Van Jones right now.
They been waiting.
I mean, she's Kim, so I mean, shit. Of course she does.
Come on, man. Kim just gonna see who's gonna win the NBA championship, and then she gonna get with that ball. That's it.
Right.
That's all that's gonna be. Easy. That's an easy one.
No, she with Van Jones now. Remember she?
Yes, that was a thing. She with Van Jones and this crying ass.
Hey, listen.
Political
I'm
tears.
just waiting for the title to be won because she's gonna grab the MVP of the title. You know what I'm saying? That's what's gonna happen.
Can't be bagging.
Oh, so it won't be Embiid. Got it. Mark, what's going? Hey, I was just singing your praises. Mark, what you got as an icebreaker, man?
Man, these rappers, man. I'm like, man. So, Pooh Shiesty, right? You know what I mean? Kid out of Memphis. He's like the hottest rapper out for the young bulls right now. This is their guy. So this fool goes to King of Diamonds, right? King of Diamonds, famous strip club in Miami. It's a nice place. I've been, right? Real nice place. I mean, you know, the strippers are A1. They all look good. But this fool, you know, is getting escorted out of the building. I don't know why he got escorted out. Probably too drunk or whatever, right? So he thought, you know what I mean, for real, somebody took his money. He pulls out a gun. I don't even know how he had a gun in that type of club. I mean, if it was a ratchet strip club, I get it. Everybody bring guns in there, but I'm like, dude, you at King of Diamonds. You know what I'm saying? You had a gun in there? So he shoots the security guard, right? You know, because he thought, you know what I mean, somebody took his 40 bands, right? Which didn't happen because he had the 40 bands on him. But this is like the third time he's been in trouble in Miami. I'm like, man, you know, he probably looking at some years for this. Gun charge, aggravated assault, deadly weapon. Bam. I'm just like, NBA YoungBoy already going to go down for about 10 years. You know what I mean? Pooh Shiesty's probably going to join him. You know what I'm saying? And that's sad, man, because I'm like, that boy got some hot-ass records. I mean, he got the streets on fire. And, you know what I mean, to get jammed up for some stupid shit. Come on, Gucci, this your artist, man. You know what I mean? And what you've been through, you supposed to talk to this bull well long before any bullshit happens.
Let me ask you this, Mark.
BDOG, man. BDOG.
It just seems like these young guys, I mean, I don't know if they're treating this shit as like a rites of passage, because it seems like these young rappers always doing shit that get them a little bid. I don't know if that's part of the, you know, it seems like that's part of orientation for these young. I needed to get a bid so I can increase my stock in the rap game. That seems like the game for these, because these young fuckers always doing dumb shit.
But to go away for that long though, you know what I mean, potentially, that trade-off ain't even. You know what I mean? It's one thing if you get caught with a gun first time, you know what I mean, and you know your lawyer got some cachet, you got some money. You know what I mean? They probably give you a stiff probation, you know what I mean, and let you slide. But I'm like, dude, this your third time. You know what I'm saying? In a city that ain't your hometown. Like, come on, boy. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, if you go down for a while, that's not going to be good. Ask your murder how that 7 years was. You know what I mean? 7 years is 7 years. Rowdy Rebel, 7 years. That's a long fucking time. Like, you guys smarten up, yo. That's all I can say. Smarten up.
Yeah, Sean, what you got?
Man, LeBron James, man. This guy, he cannot sit back and just be quiet, man. Since he was put out the playoffs, this guy's been tweeting dumb shit. Today he released another tweet saying he's going back to number 6. Like, yo, relax, man. Just chill out. This guy he's the only athlete that I've seen in my lifetime, man, that always got something extra going on. Like, this guy's he's so hurt by the fact that no one's talking about him in the playoffs that he has to create tweets every other day about some dumb stuff. A couple of days ago, he was talking about beefing with Bugs Bunny. That was corny. Then he's going to come out with another tweet today saying, I'm going back to number 6. Like, yo, what is going on here, man? Like, I'm so tired of this guy, man. I saw someone post today. I was talking to some kids last night at the gym, and they were like, yo, y'all gonna be mad when he retired. I'm like, nah, we gonna be fine. Trust me, the NBA is in good hands right now. No one is gonna be upset when he retires. Like, he needs to go away. Anytime you got the self-proclaimed king of basketball, the GOAT of basketball, tweeting he got beef with Bugs Bunny, he just got bounced out the playoffs. Come on, man. Like, yo, sit down, LeBron. Like, we don't want to hear this no more. Like, we're done with this guy, man. He got bounced, let it go. Bugs Bunny did nothing to this guy. Bugs Bunny's not even real. And he's out here beefing with a fictional character, man. So, yo, that's what I got, Stacks. I'm sorry. I know you're a Lakers fan, man, but separate Lakers from this guy, man.
Oh, man.
Not Bugs Bunny.
Hey, yo, Sean, we can revisit this, but I gotta get out of my head, man. That's all I gotta say to you. Get out of my head.
All I know is Bugs Bunny undefeated. Them beat Samity Sam, Daffy Duck.
Samity
Sam.
You said who?
Samity Sam.
Yosemite Sam.
That's not what it's called.
That's what it's called.
Continue.
Yeah, the two guns nigga. Bam, bam.
Yeah, that's a new one. That's the one from Georgetown. Samity Sam is with Warner Brothers. Samity Sam is the guy in Georgetown at the corner store. My bad, Murray.
Tina, you got anything for us?
No. I mean, really, my stuff is like girly stuff, but you know, everything that stuff with that whole Portia dating the African is still trending. So he's worth 40 mil, and he made her sign a prenup. I just don't know why everybody's so upset.
Well, he didn't sign a prenup. She didn't sign a prenup.
No, he's going to make her sign a prenup.
Oh, good. Well, fucking good for
him.
But you know, everybody's talking about like girl code and stuff like that, and how she was wrong for doing that. I'm like, yo, that's what celebrities do. They recycle each other. So that's what rich people do. So it's like that's all I got.
Wow.
Rich or not, I don't want to be nobody that damn old bunch of people that can tell me how my pussy is.
Moving right along, y'all. I'm not gonna get this dude started, man, because I mean apparently we could drop P-bombs all night long. But anyway, we got a
P Valley.
We got
literally
right. They got that from Merv. Merv is P Valley.
Oh, also the piggyback off of Stacks, that kid who couldn't graduate because he didn't have on the proper shoes. So, but his teacher gave him the shoes off his own feet, so he could walk across the stage, which was 2 sizes bigger than his size.
I'm really
petty. That was petty to begin with, but I'm glad he was able to walk.
Yeah.
All right.
I know.
And it's always the minorities that have issues with this shit. But go ahead.
Yep.
All right. We got a new segment, and it's going to be called Why Not Wednesdays. And this is pretty much, I mean, this is your opportunity to go on your little short rant, incorporating, why not, as far as a sense of somebody doing something stupid and why not just do this, something stupid or annoying. So I am going to go first. And Sean, like I told you, get out of my head. I'm going to go first. because I echo the same sentiments as Sean as far as LeBron James. I am a lifelong Laker fan. I'm not a LeBron fan. I actually loathe the fans that, his stands. That's what I call them. So like Sean said, the guy been tweeting all week. He can't see. It's like that one chick that loses the fucking prom queen shit and she just doing shit for attention. That's the realm we in right now. He's tweeting about his movie. Nobody gives a fuck about your movie right now. The playoffs is going on. Pretty good basketball going on. And for for those young boys that say, we're going to miss LeBron when he going. I think Trae Young, Luka Doncic, I think KD. I think there's a lot of, especially Jason Tatum, all these young John Morant, Zion. I think they got something to say about that. We good as far as basketball going forward. I think we are going to be good for the next 10 to 20 years. So instead of tweeting and talking about your number changing, why not just shut the fuck up and go rehab that ankle? You're old, rehab the ankle so you can possibly come back and right this wrong from this year. And that's the end of my rant. Thank you for attending my TED Talk, by the way.
So why not?
I don't know. Bird, what you got? Besides the mini bottle and your screen that's going on right now.
Oh, shucky ducky.
It's a fat fee.
You want to say something?
Oh my goodness.
Hey, yo, Mark, what you got, man? Why not?
Yo, I just caught this story right before I came on, right? One of the candidates for Rookie of the Year, Anthony Edwards, right? Plays for the Timberwolves, kicking ass in basketball. So he got the contract, then he got the shoe deal from Adidas. So this guy's making at least $15 million a year, right? Now he lost a bet, online to, like one of these, they play in these video game tournaments or whatever. He lost a bet to this guy. He lost like 4 games, totaling like $22,000, right? So instead of just being like, you know what, I lost, I'll pay up or whatever, this guy blocks the guy that he's supposed to pay up, blocks his number, blocked him on everything. I'm just like, yo, man, you don't have to be that petty, you know what I'm saying, and cheat. I'm just like, dude, you lost the bet, pay up. Don't be a punk, man, you know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, you can tell that this kid has no OG, none. You know what I mean? Because that's just punk ass shit, to do that. I'm like, dude, you making $15 million. You lost $22,000, pay up. And guess what? I'm gonna tell them one more thing. If you try that at a casino, they gonna whoop your ass. Yeah. I'm gonna tell you that right now. You know what I'm saying? At casinos, they don't play.
Right.
You try to cheat, you try to do some shit like that, you getting your ass whooped on site.
On site.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep. They can take you to the back room and fuck you up. We see the movie Casino as well.
I'm like, yo, young boy, do not make that a habit where you're gonna burn people on bets. Because guess what? Somebody gonna come see you about it.
Hey, yo, and Mark, and to your point, he's visible. He's a sports athlete. So who's to say this person just gonna say, you know what, I'm gonna let this go, but I'm gonna go to a Timberwolves game, and I'm gonna take this opportunity to do something to him. Because we see how these fans is acting anyway, so that's whack. Yeah, you're right. Yeah. He ain't got no OG or no old head just saying, dude, pay the bet. Pay the bet,
man. Just like it ain't a shakedown. You lost, boy. This is what happens. You lost. You got to pay up. That's it.
Merv, what's up? I got a why not? Why don't you just buy fucking liquor in regular bottles like everybody else? But what's your why not, sir?
He stole those. I don't know if he bought it.
It was free. You know he cheat.
Free.
Is this niggas? You drunk already? You gonna say something?
Go to Sean.
Anyhow, Sean.
I can't do it.
What you got for why not Wednesdays, brother?
So my why not is I saw a story where Jay-Z and Meek Mill bought Robert Kraft a Bentley. Why buy a multi-millionaire Bentley? Why not take that money and invest in the Guys podcast so we can continue to grow and expand? If you really want to do something for the culture, if you really want to do something in general, why buy a multi-millionaire daggone Bentley? That is the biggest cap. That is the biggest ploy in the history of music and sports at this particular time. Why not take that money, invest it in the guys podcast? Give me a good $5 million. I'll tell the team that you only gave us 500, and I will flip that 500 into something else, and the other 4 million and some change. I do whatever I want to do with it. But the point is, I'm trying to make is, why not invest into some young black entrepreneurs and grow the brand? You don't have to buy a Bentley for a multi-millionaire, especially Robert Kraft. You're not even a Patriots fan. You know what I mean? Jay-Z is I think he's a Giants fan. I think Meek Mill is an Eagles fan. You had to go and buy Robert Kraft, one of the most successful owners, if not the most successful owners in NFL history. You're gonna buy this guy a Bentley and you hugging him. This is the same guy, mind you, who had Meek Mill doing like a tap dance in front of his friends at the golf club. If y'all saw a couple months ago, he was doing like a little golf thing. He was like doing this right here. You ever seen Get Out when old boy had the hat on and he was at the Meek Mill had a straw hat on, doing like a little dance like this with Robert Kraft, man. Yo, Jay, you better than that. I know you said we were past kneeling. I guess that's what you meant. You're gonna buy the guy, a multi-millionaire, mind you, a Bentley. So I guess we are past kneeling. But again, why not cash that money down to the guys podcast so we can grow? Shout out to the lovers. That's all.
Yo, man. I don't know why you continuously come at Jay-Z and Meek Mill, but I can't argue that. But Meek Mill did give them kids $20 while he invested all his money in the Robert Kraft Bentley. I mean,
oh my goodness, man. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, here's this 20. Split this between the 20 of y'all. What the fuck?
Yo, Mickey Mouse gave the kids $5 and he paid a multi-millionaire for the money to get the Bentley. That doesn't add up.
Man.
I don't get it.
Not Mickey Mouse.
That's what they call it.
I was just like, man, hey, that's what rich people do, man. It's just like James Harden giving little baby a knapsack full of money. Like this is what
I say it every week, Nicole.
They do it all the time.
It's wrong. So Nicole, am I right or wrong? Jay and Meek buying multi-millionaire Bentley when they could have invested that money in a different format. Am I right or wrong? Do you not want the lovers and the guys to grow? That's all I'm saying. Why not get that money?
Well, did you write them?
I will. I'm gonna give it to Mark to give to Meek in his camp. Dear Mickey Mouse. Dear Mickey Mouse.
Yeah, Mark.
This dude's so disrespectful, yo.
You know what? Sean push pressure on me. What I'm saying? When he comes to Philly, you know what I mean? Like, now I gotta explain this to Philly people. You know what I'm saying? That it was about me. It wasn't actually about Philly. Now I gotta go through this shit.
Thank you, Mark.
Real terrible, man. Real terrible right there, man.
Tino, you gotta why I know this is on the fly for you, but I ain't trying to fuck with that dude at the bottom. Something's definitely going wrong. You got why not on Wednesday moment for us, something like that? Because
once again, mine's is girly. It's still trending. I'm gonna piggyback off the Lola show. Why not comb your damn hair?
Thanks, V.
Why are we still wearing bonnets? More now. Like now it's everywhere you turn. It's bonnets and pajama pants.
Yeah. Bonnet season.
Why not?
I'm
it's too hot for that shit. We're in Jersey. It's 90-something degrees. 3 thunderstorms back to back. 2 blackouts over here. Why not comb your hair in a ponytail? Why not throw on some jeans? Why not throw on some shorts? Why not throw on some leggings? Why are we still wearing bonnets and pajama pants?
I can tell you why. Somebody explained it very good. One of my brothers that used to be in the military, when he commented on the post, people typically do not like being told what to do or being criticized, even if it's well-deserved criticism. Like, people were outraged that Monique said, I simply don't think we should wear bonnets in public. They went in on her thinking to myself, like, oh, forgive her for wanting her people to look presentable and stuff
not
like
me,
that.
Fee.
I'm like, Jesus Christ, like, that was really on her head. Like, it got to the point motherfucker was saying they ain't had no excuse. They just said, mind your motherfucking business. Like, oh shit, that what we doing?
Right.
You saw a Fee said, why not put on a bra? Why not?
Yeah.
saggy ass titties, and it's summertime now. That sweat just dripping under there. That's just nasty.
Ooh.
Well, I mean, if the titties look good though, then I mean, I
Wait,
understand.
first off, your
we
titties
do.
is your titties is big and you're bigger than a B cup. You need to wear a bra in the summertime because sweat drops. That's disgusting.
Good
Mark,
point.
you with that though.
Mark sound like he like licking them salty ass titties.
Hey, Mark want all that smoke.
He like, give me the salt.
Hey, them two brothers at the bottom want all the smoke with the sweaty.
Yeah, not kidding.
Mark got that look on his face like, I don't see the problem.
Right.
I got one more. You wearing sandals and flip flops to the club? Why not get in the shower when you get home with your black ass feet? Right, B? Shit.
You know what though? I do have a question, Tina. I seen this earlier. They're putting out Crocs with heels on them
With
or whatever.
heels on it.
Is that real?
What the fuck?
Is that
I
real?
believe it is. But you want to hear a funny story? And this just happened 2 weeks ago. So y'all know I bounce, and I went to an after hour after 3 o'clock in the morning, and I was like, yeah, strip club, you know, I'm with the shits, love to see some fat asses on the pole. And these bitches had on Ugg slippers, flip-flops, or they was barefoot working the pole in this after hour spot. I could not believe what the fuck I was seeing.
It's different. It's different out there now.
Anything happens at the after hours. I mean,
That was-
anything.
Yo.
I'm sure you know. Mark.
But this one girl, she was killing the pole. She was killing it. And I just felt like, girl, if I was a pimp, I would hold you down because I could put you in a real club, but you can't dance in no Ugg slippers. Like, that's a no. Yeah, that was crazy.
Heels. She getting those heels
Okay.
dropped. But you know.
So Merv,
Huh?
I mean, I really, what you got for us, man?
Why not? Why not Wednesday? Man, check it, right? Let me put my drink down. So, in the past couple of weeks, Vivica Fox did a little interview and shit. And during this damn interview, she admitted like, yo, 50 Cent was one of her best lovers and shit like that she never got over 50 Cent. And like nigga, this was just like in the past couple of weeks. 50 Cent was like years ago, before he made his second album. So 50 Cent, I got a question for you, bro. Why not just go ahead and fuck Vivica again? That's all you're fucking saying. She is goddamn throwing the pussy at you. Nobody's gonna talk about a nigga 5 years ago unless they want to fuck again. So 50 Cent, why not fuck Vivica Fox again? She want the dick. She's soliciting for it. And she mentioned your whole goddamn name and all that shit in the interview. So 50 Cent, why not fuck Vivica Fox again?
Cause she crazy. And he said that shit. How about Vivica? Why not get the fuck over that nigga? How about that?
And that too. Hey, Tina, we just created something. We can have
That old biddy needs to move on. That's
why
what
not
she
versus? You're wide out for Vivica to get the fuck on. My wide out for 50. We just created something by accident. Bam. Boom.
Boom.
Why not?
Hey, yo,
The why and why not?
I think we need to go ahead and move on. I would like to thank you, Merv, for continuing to use the P word, even though we specifically asked you not to. But hey, that's how you operate. Like we said, people don't like being told what to do. So let's get into our main topic. Our main topic is going to be regarding it's graduation season. So we thought we'd put together a show where we talk about what's next after graduation, whether it's graduation from college or graduation from high school. We feel as though we here, the guys feel like this is very necessary because we have some people on our panel that have different experiences as far as when they graduated high school and or college. And we'd like to share that with you tonight. Not only that, to drop you some jewels. You may have, because I know a lot of people out there doing it on their own, whether you're a single mother or a single father, We can drop some jewels, give some suggestions, give you some personal experiences, and also give you some insight based off of the course that we decided to take in our lives. We got 2 highly decorated military retirees. We have some college grads, folks that have been to college, going to the workforce, and we have Merv. So real talk, we really wanted to use this opportunity to share our personal experiences, drop some jewels, drop some gems based on our personal experiences and what we've been through as far as all-encompassing things we've experienced since we ourselves graduated from high school, which most of us are nearing upwards. This is year 24 for me. So what I would like to start with is our graduation flashback. And what I want to do is I want to go with let's see. Yeah, let's go with I'm gonna go first. I'm gonna go ahead and give my my flashback of when I graduated from high school. I still remember it, even though it was 24 years ago. Shout out to the Georgetown High School class of '97. EAB all day, certified as you can see. But we graduated on a Saturday. I remember it was kind of rainy. I didn't have my license, but my pops, he was like, yo, I'm gonna go ahead and let you drive the white Lincoln to graduation. I'm like, word? And my non-driving ass almost whipped that shit and got into an accident over there Merv on Highway on High Market. Because I didn't really learn how to drive until I was grown anyway. So got the graduation. The move was very, very somber. They started playing Alma Mater and all that shit. I got a little choked up, but fortunately, I was about to shed some tears or whatever. But I looked over at Trey Brave. Shout out to Trey Brave, who's supposed to be your classmate, who graduated early with us, and he was balling. I found that shit to be so funny. I was straight after that. But I remember walking across that stage. I remember me and my classmates kind of like wilding out because they didn't give us our shit on the stage. They did the shit where they give you a little blank shit so you don't wild out on the stage. And we had to go get our real shit from the concession stand. Mm-hmm. I still remember, even though it was over 24 years ago, I still remember like it was yesterday. And to me, graduations are more like milestones because where in my family, where I'm from, you're supposed to pass every grade. You're supposed to graduate. There's just no other option. I know a lot of people. It's celebratory. I get that. But my thing is that I consider it a milestone. It's just like I told my boys when they graduated, it's just the beginning. This is not the end. It's just the beginning. So I'm gonna hand this shit over to Mark. Tell us your story about graduating.
Hey, hold on, Mark. Hey, Mark, hold on, Mark. Nigga, what the fuck you was about to cry for, nigga? You thought you was gonna fail? You think did you come close to failing or something?
I'm glad you asked said something, but
graduation, you about to cry, my nigga?
I'm glad this motherfucker said something. Merv, you were a junior that year, the year that I graduated. Were you at my graduation? A1 since day one. Were you at my graduation?
I had a first cousin that I was real close to. That I was graduating the same day in Alabama. I had to go to Alabama. My mama made me do it. And you know Susan didn't play.
Oh, you know what? You know what? Hey, Sean. I know his mother, God rest her soul, so I gotta shoot him some bail for that. Because I wouldn't have gone to my graduation if he told me not to. So, Mark,
yeah,
give it to us,
man.
Hold on 1 second. Hold on, what we got going on?
Becky
with the good hair in the building. What's happening?
What's up, everybody? Good to be back.
She got to come tell about her high school graduation.
Yo.
I have 2 degrees, Merv. Watch your mouth.
Oh shit.
Oh, me too, though. And 2 years away from a doctorate. Don't get it twisted, sweetheart.
And that's breaking news. Ain't nobody could ever think that Merv would be working on this doctor. That's Dr. fucking Merv.
Dr. Merv. And
I'm glad you didn't get done. Hey, I'm glad you didn't get done with your dissertation yet, because you'd be most fucked up doctor in world history.
The fact
Doctor what, my nigga? We need to know, so we stay away from him.
It's gonna be insane.
Hey, y'all calling me doctor too.
Doctor in what? So we can stay away.
Merv.
In what?
Oh, business.
Oh,
I ain't cut nobody open.
Oh, I.
We good. We good. We won't run into Merv. We will not run into Merv.
You.
Mark, what up, man? Give it to us.
Man, graduation day, the whole week was crazy. You know what I'm saying? Because even like when we was practicing, my homies, you know what I mean, was coming up to the practice, you know what I mean, trying to holler at all the chicks, you know what I mean, in the school. So that shit was crazy, you know what I mean, as is. But that day, though, right?
Like, that homie, they ain't go to school with you?
All the fellas, we was just like, yo, we all gonna wear our sunglasses on stage, man. So when we get our diploma and all of that, we gonna walk us across the stage, cool as shit. So all the fellas, you know what I mean, we all did that. You know what I'm saying? So that I remember. And I also remember this, which was crazy. You know what I'm saying? When they announced my name, I come in, I put my hands in the air, the whole crowd go crazy. You know what I'm saying? I had at least about 60 people in there, right? You know what I'm saying? And they and my cousins and them ran to the stage and shit. You know what I mean? For give me dap, and I'm dapping people up. I'm waiting to making the principal wait. You know what I'm saying? Yo, shit was lit though. You know what I'm saying? Hey, up. Then my mama is yelling at them, get your ass off the stage. You know what I mean? You know. So my mom ain't really play. She's smacking people in the head during the graduation. You know what I'm saying? Tell them to get back in their seat. You know, so then I walk across the stage, get my diploma, you know what I mean, throw up the peace sign, you know what I mean, to everybody. So, I mean, my shit was lit, man. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of fun that day. Went out to eat after that, you know what I'm saying? You know, that's black graduation tradition, go somewhere good to eat. So, you know what I'm saying, did that, you know what I'm saying? And everybody, and a lot of people gave me money that day, you know what I'm saying? I was getting money from everywhere, man. You know what I'm saying? So I was just like, yeah, man, that was fun times right there. I never forget it.
Okay, we're gonna go ahead and head to let's go to Rebecca. I don't think I'm ready for Merv yet. Let's go to Becca. Let's go to Becca, man, because I don't know if I'm ready for what Merv got to say.
Well, but, my high school graduation was lit. I went to Performing Arts High School. For those that may not know, my diploma is in theater. So I went to a Performing Arts High School that was in conjunction with LaGuardia, which is another Performing Arts High school. You had to audition to get into my high school. So everybody that was there had to go through a process. So graduating was a lot of fun. So we had MTV was a sponsor of my high school. So we had our prom at MTV Studios. We had unlimited access to TRL Live, and we was able to go to all the MTV Studios because we had our high school badges had MTV on them, like we worked for MTV. So it was pretty cool. But so the graduation, we had Ananda Lewis was our speaker at our high school graduation, as well as Bill Bellamy. So, and they came to the school all the time. Like they would walk the halls with us. They would come I remember one time Bill Bellamy came into my math class one time and just sat there and kept asking the teacher like a bunch of stupid questions. And the teacher was like, are you here to learn or are you here to play? He was like, no, I'm here to play. So all the teachers knew them and it was pretty cool. So same thing like Mark said, after we had the graduation, it was the pictures and, you know, my parents was excited and I got to take some pictures with some celebrities who also came to the graduation, and then we went out to eat. So my high school graduation was the bomb. I have so many pictures of it, and it's just, I can take me back. Take me back to 1998 because that was the best time of my life.
I gotta go to mom crib, find all that shit. It's all mom, and it's all in the basement somewhere. I don't know where.
Yeah, that kind of shit. So I should have saved you for last. Cause damn, we ain't had no Bill Bellamy out there, motherfucker. We had
And Bill Bellamy, well, he was actually really nice, and so was Ananda Lewis. She was actually really nice, and we used to always go to TRL, and I met a lot of celebrities going to TRL, and we were always treated, you know, like come on in. We walked the studio, we walked the offices. It was really, really fun. My high school years were the best schooling years of my life.
bad. Okay, let's go up to Tina B next. Tell us about your graduation.
So Montclair High is almost like the only school that has project graduation. So after we graduate, they take us on a trip, but we don't know where we're going. So I left my damn wristband because you can't get on the bus if you don't have your wristband, but I live close, so I got it. We also graduate outside. It's the largest and main event in Montclair. So that's why they call it project graduation. They have like a well or a stream that flows through, we call it the brook that flows through the town of Montclair. So they fill that up. Unfortunately, class of 01, it rained.
Oh man.
And we always have graduation outside. And I think this was the first time in like 40 years that our graduation had to be inside, which is less tickets, less family members. But luckily my cousin graduated with me, so my family was deep. So she got tickets, I got tickets. So our whole family was in there. The Lullas was in the building. We all graduated together. I lost my voice by the time I got to Chauncey, but I screamed so hard for her.
Oh, y'all 01?
Yes, we are.
Damn.
Yes, we are. We all graduated together.
How you lost your voice by Chauncey? Her last name started with a B.
No, I mean that's her married name.
Yo, man.
Oh.
Yo.
So I still kept it together because I had to wait for Chauncey and I had to wait for Mia. So, but yeah, it was great. We went to project graduation and I got videos of them. We went swimming, all that stuff. Got home early morning. It was great, man. I made sure they said my full name first, middle, and last. You know,
get it right.
So, let me ask you this, Tina. Since y'all 01, are y'all doing 20-year reunion, or you already had y'all 20-year reunion?
So we were supposed to have a 15, and that didn't happen, and we put money up for that. The president of our class actually lives in Africa.
I see where this is going.
Well,
No, but we spoke to her. She was in Africa when we did our 10-year reunion. So I mean, it is what it is. Everybody still speaks. Like, it's crazy. It's like we never left high school.
What happened to that money though?
And we only put up $5, so I don't even care.
Oh, $5.
I mean, well, we're a large class.
$5.
Like, our class is what? Over 500 students at Montclair High School. So, yeah, we have a large class. It's 2 buildings at that. So, I mean, who cares? As long as we got to see each other. We had classes that graduated before us that crashed our 10-year reunion. So we was that dope. Class of 01 was that dope. Class of 01 was at the senior prime when we were sophomores.
That sound like class of 97. I mean, we had people from class of 98. I ain't gonna call Merv name that crashed our year. Shit. We had the cookout shit going. I think they had like 2 people from their class, so we welcome his panhandling ass in with not that we are old, Merv. Could you tell us about the class of 98, Georgetown High School? You tell us about your graduation and your reunions that never happened, but go ahead. I'm gonna just let you go, man. Well,
first of all, let me tell you, motherfuckers love me. That class 97, they invited me to that shit. They did not invite you. Yes, they did. I enhance y'all. I was y'all makeup. I enhance y'all motherfuckers. Hey, so hey, you know what? So I'm gonna tell y'all something. In high school, man, I was so different. If y'all met me in high school and know me now, y'all be like, Who the fuck was that?
We
So-
say that now, Merv.
Yeah.
I said it this morning.
Well, I question it every day.
Yeah.
I'm actually pushing it right
we
now.
say-
Hey,
we say
Merv,
that
that
now.
happens, boy. That shit happens, boy. Don't worry
Right.
about it. You know
What
what
were
I'm
you
saying?
quiet? Were you quiet? You
No,
were
no,
quiet?
I wasn't quiet. No, I was I was
Well,
always
that
a
ain't shit
clown.
change.
I was always a clown, but I was old soft ass. I was a soft ass nigga. You know what I mean? Like, yeah, I was a soft ass nigga. So my Sean, fuck you. So
I didn't say anything.
How you play
my,
football and you soft?
Wait, you
And,
was soft or you was a punk?
no, I wasn't no punk.
I ain't gonna be no bitch.
How does soft and football go together, Merv? I mean, you got to help me out on
They
that.
kind of go together. They kind of run the same.
Yeah, baby.
I'm not gonna be no
Clean
bitch.
that up, shit. Clean that up, cause it's going down there right now. Clean it up.
Hey, but nah, I was just a softie when it came to the ladies. You know what I mean? So like,
Oh.
that was
You
it.
change?
You
Yes,
still
you
are.
All right.
What?
Nah, you
You
mean
ain't
definitely
fooling us,
changed,
Merv.
man.
You're not fooling
Merv,
us.
Nah. Listen, I was a softie. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like back then, if I saw a girl like, the next day she got a poem handed to her that morning.
Aw. You was
But-
flowers and candy.
Still do that now. Becca Ben said you a hopeless romantic. That shit ain't changed, nigga.
So you're
Hey,
you're the longest tenured
fine.
dirty Mac that we know right now. Okay, got it.
Whatever. So my high school graduation, on my graduation, my the first thing that comes to mind, and the one thing that I remember is me taking pictures with my high school sweetheart, and we wasn't even together. I remember we was in the dance. Yeah.
What?
Oh, hey Fee. Hey
Shots
Fee.
fired.
I wasn't corny. I was with the cool. I was cool, but when it came to ladies, I was a little late. Yeah. But yo, like we wasn't even together when we was broken up for a year. But the thing I remember the most on my day of graduation is seeing my high school sweetheart, and we took a picture with the wall and behind the wall and shit. That's what I remember most.
Up.
Huh?
You said behind the
I
bleachers?
got your ass.
Fee,
Merv.
put your picture in the comments.
Oh shit. Oh shit. Merv, you sound the exact fucking same.
What?
Oh, no.
Let me finish.
Son.
Let me finish. So, but yeah, that's one of the things I remember the most. My high school graduation, my shit was cool. We graduated outside. We in the football field.
We did,
On the football field. And back then we didn't have no limits. Like whoever wanted to come in this motherfucker they can. So I got a big ass family. So my family wasn't on that nigga shit like Marks. We had some class.
Hey, man. Hey, shout out to my cousins, man. You know, it's just that's how they do, yo.
Hey,
They gonna be like, Mark, who that nigga? Tell his ass come to Philly, talk that bullshit.
Right.
Hey man, real quick, didn't you have a graduation party?
hell yeah.
Hey,
I had a party of the year. I had a
at your
party.
mom's house, right?
Talk to 'em.
Huh?
At your mom's house, right?
At my mom's house. At my mom's house in the garage, like,
Wait,
yo,
know how I
Stacks,
know-
were
you
you
know how I
invited or
You know how I know all of that, even though I was a year in the army?
what happened?
I came to that shit.
Oh, then that's how you know then. Hey, the shit was lit though. The shit was
It
lit.
really was.
My graduation party, the shit was so lit that after that, niggas were trying to get together, have another party at my mom's house. But she was like, nah, you already graduated, nigga.
Your Merv, most memorable moment from that party when I'm not gonna call his name on here.
No, fuck that. No, fuck that. Black ass Tory would try to dance my damn mama. Doing the fucking when
I wasn't gonna go there.
What's that goddamn song?
What is happening right now?
What's RL next? The group next. What's the song come out 98 next?
Butter Love or
Butter Love came on. This nigga tried to dance my goddamn mama.
That's terrible. I remember Michael Grant, who was not more than a sophomore at that time, walking up to the fucking house with two big ass bottles. This got to be 15 years old at the time, but he's walking up with two big ass gallons of liquor. I don't know what the fuck he got it from, but that little young motherfucker at the time brought that shit up in there.
Hey, and Yeah, I was like, nigga, my mom here. You gotta hide that shit. Oh yeah. And the party was catered by Burger King. We had a homeboy, Dion Maybank, that was the chef. I mean, it was the cook at Burger King. Stole all their patties and brought it to the.
I co-sign that.
Nigga, that's not a sponsor. What the fuck?
Hey, I'm co-signing all of that. I'm co-signing all of that. Hey, the party was lit. I'm not even. Hey, I'm not. The party was on.
Yo, my party was lit, yo. Hey, so yeah, hey, I had a good high school graduation, man. I had a lot of memories.
All right, that's what's up.
Moving right along. Let's get with Let's go to Sean.
Hey, Sean, it's two of y'all.
Well, let's come back to Sean. Okay.
Yeah.
Here's where we are going to go because, like I said, we wanted to do this show to. Damn. We wanted to kind of sort of go through some topics that will help graduates and help their parents. I mean, we're not saying that some of your parents need help or whatever, but we figured that we can share some insight based on our experiences. So what we want to go with next is the actual decision, because there's a decision.
No, all right.
Hold up. Is Sean telling us to shut the fuck up? Or he said, like, can we go?
No, I think he just said, hold up. He think he's getting something straight. That's all.
He's giving us sign
Nobody want to hear
language.
his story. You know that
All
nigga
right.
gonna be like, I was fly as
go
hell
ahead,
and I
Sam.
walked in the night.
Exactly, right?
Like, you know
Yeah.
that nigga gonna say that.
I want
Yeah,
to
Right,
hear
and
it.
then 9 saw
Hey,
me,
fuck that.
he
Hey,
said,
keep going,
"Queen,
Like,
keep
I
going.
pulled up the
Word,
street
I
dreams.
actually want to hear it because I know he's gonna be extra. I know it's gonna be like 80% cap.
Nah, fuck that. We
He's
go
like,
back
you know,
to
I
them.
already had my little car. I pulled up the street dreams are made
Yeah.
of these.
Right, windows was tinted. I was
Yeah.
laying back.
Get them
Ladies,
all.
they was open,
Hey,
but I'm
hey, yo.
quiet.
Nigga had,
I'm a real introvert or whatever. So
nigga
I
had a New York City.
Yo,
Yeah, I'm
so
an extrovert, introvert. I had
Can I
a
go?
New York City hat that was a size 4'4".
can I do my part?
Yeah, go ahead.
All right,
I'm sure we
cool.
already said it.
So when it's time for the kid to crawl.
see, Tina,
Yo,
see how this
no,
go.
we could talk like my shit went like a
Already,
blur.
Becca.
Like my graduation date was like a blur because I was distracted. This was the first time that Ingrid had broke up with me right before graduation. Because she broke up like 3 times, I think. This was the first time. So no, hold up. It might be the second time. So I knew if I didn't see her that day, it probably was gonna be done, period. Because I knew like at that time I had to get ready for boot camp. So the entire time I'm trying to take pictures of everybody. I'm looking for her. I saw her all the way across the parking lot, and I'm trying to get over there. Everybody wanted to take pics. And you can I want to post a pic, and you can see how on this pic, my mother is on the right and my cousin is on the left. Depending on how you're looking at. My mother's the short one. The big smile, and that's me in the middle looking like mad sad, like yo, I gotta go, but I gotta take this pic. But this pic represented how I felt at the moment because everyone wanted to take a pic of me like I was like a celebrity, and I get it's the gift and the curse. But everybody wanted to take a pic that day, and all I wanted to do is get over to Ingrid, like yo, look, I'm about to go in the military, I'm about to have benefits. And I'm about to have a paycheck on the 1st and the 15th. You don't, hey, like old boy said on Stump the Yard, don't let the best thing in your life don't lose out the best.
Hey yo, like love your cost your meal ticket.
Right, dude was like, yo, don't let the best thing in your life run out. So that was my plot to try to get over to her. But everything for me was a blur. I didn't remember they called my name. I don't remember any of that. I'm gonna be honest.
Damn,
that was
she had you open.
Like
Nah,
a
wide
it
open.
was sprung.
It was
Like
one
a
of those
window.
Sprung.
Like Nick Cannon.
No, we have unfinished business.
No, nigga, she
Oh my
had you
God.
wide open. Just
Yeah,
own it.
unfinished business.
Like
I
a
had,
window.
Don't front. You know,
Just
I
own
think
that
open.
shit.
I had
Hey,
to make
Fee.
things. I had
Hey,
to make
Fee,
things
you
right.
gonna call this nigga corny too? You need to
That's
call
not corny.
this nigga corny.
Because I was a G. That wasn't corny. I was a G because I was actually wearing Timberlands that day too.
You ain't no damn G. You was wide open and distracted on your day because you know you fucked up. Your heart was broken and she was sitting there minding her damn business.
Right.
Hey yo, Sean, you saw the picture,
Alexa
man.
play "I Need Love" by LL Cool J.
Hey yo, Sean.
When I'm alone in my room, sometimes I stare at the wall.
I saw the picture. Hey yo,
like LL was back then.
Hey yo, Sean, I seen the picture that you put up. I seen your face, man. You all look mad hurt, son. You all look mad hurt.
Like, yo, get this pic and let me go. Like, and every time I went to walk, somebody else like, yo, can I get a pic with you? Can you sign this? Can you sign that? I'm like, look, I don't got time for that right now. Like, I'm out of here. This is the last time y'all going to see me anyhow. So I'm
that
done.
Track song came on. I
gotta
gotta get.
Yo, I'm trying to catch Ingrid. What the deal, done? What up, son?
He did that spin.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I swear, I was like, yo, I'm coming, and everybody want to take pictures on me. And she'll tell you, want me to sign their yearbook, want me to sign their yearbook, and sign their shirts and everything, and sign their cap and gowns. I'm like, look, I don't want to sign anything. I just want to get over here, so leave me alone. But
all right,
but
Sean, Sean, she just acknowledged it.
What did you do? I want to know what you do.
Well, how you did
I'm
something?
sure you did something that was.
He did something.
Whoa.
Because only a nigga that fucked up would be beat as hell like that and destroyed. Nigga was destroyed. He didn't even.
Let us know what he did.
I didn't do anything.
What he do?
Nothing.
That's not
You was a lie. You was a lie. So now so Ingrid, hold on. Ingrid right here. You about to sit here and say. You about to sit here and say, "Oh, you ain't do nothing." So Ingrid was just mad at you and broke up with you for no reason.
Yeah, because
it's high school.
I was the
be listening.
It's high school.
So what? She the wife now, so clearly there was a connection.
I was high school. I was focused on academics, so I paid academics more attention to the relationship. I graduated valedictorian, so I had to concentrate.
Wait.
Tina, you believe him?
Wait.
Hell no, because now he making it seem like Ingrid just was petty and broke up with him for no reason. That's how you making it sound.
Yeah,
because you were
out of here.
No.
Let me get this straight. You were a bookworm, so because
you said you graduated.
So focused on being smart. She's
can you go on that?
Okay.
Hey yo.
You graduated what?
We gotta address the elephant in the room. You said something about being valedictorian, bro. I mean, I don't. You're not going for capping, but thank you. Okay.
Exactly.
You graduated what, my nigga?
Oh no.
Shots fired.
Yo, so we're gonna move right along. This is the I'm not gonna let y'all do it alone.
Hold on, Ingrid.
Let's move it along.
Sean about to get his whole ass whooped after the show.
Wait.
I wouldn't be surprised if one of the Jordans just flew across the screen right now.
Hey, at the end of this show, I'm like, yo, can we keep going? Like, no, it's like 11 o'clock. Like, can we keep going?
Yo, Ingrid, did this nigga graduate valedictorian? This nigga graduated in y'all class?
It's definitely the cap.
He graduated #1 in y'all motherfucking high school class. Yeah. Was Sean Johnson the #1 academic motherfucker in y'all high school class, Ingrid? I need to know that shit right now. That nigga tried to fly.
No,
not that shit.
I ain't see that shit around his shoulders in that picture, so I'm gonna go with no.
Yeah.
You ain't got no
cords. Yeah, no cords at all, Tina.
No cords.
No cords. Lying fucker. Go ahead, Pat.
Hey, let's move along though. Let's talk about the decision. What you need to know about the decision is that if you haven't come to a decision late, already as a member of the class of 2021, I wouldn't say it's too late, but you're behind the power curve. My parents always drilled into my head that, hey, I don't know, I'm gonna put you on the 1890 class. I mean, the 1890 plan. I'm like, well, what's that? When you turn 18, you got 90 days to decide what the fuck it is you're going to do before you get put out of the house. So that was drilled into our head. I made the decision early in my senior year to join what we call the delayed entry program and enlist in the United States Army. I joined the delayed entry in February, Valentine's Day of 1997. I was so proud. I'm like, man, I'm about to go in the Army and all that shit. But that's a big commitment. That's a big decision. It's no different to me than, you know, people that get accepted to a college and they decide they're going to go to that college. My shit ended up waffling back and forth, but I did come to a decision my senior year, midway through my senior year. I was able to come to that decision based on the fact that couple of factors. My older brother ended up going to South Carolina State College, and I saw his struggles as far as all the financial aid and all that paperwork. And when I heard loan and student loans and all that shit, I was like, you know what, I don't even like owing motherfuckers $2 rather than thousands of dollars. So I figured I was already in JROTC. I liked it. I was always drawn towards military shit. So I enlisted. Everybody thought I was going to join the Navy. The Army was literally the only branch not on my bumper my senior year, and that's the one I ended up joining. So my parents, as far as them being a part of that decision, I was 17 when I enlisted. You got to get what you call parental consent if you join at 17. And when the recruiter came to the house, they was waiting there with fucking pens, like, take this motherfucker, please. So
well, that Stacks?
Huh?
Were you back?
No,
that nigga dad just want everybody out the house by 18. He didn't give a fuck where you go at.
And my pops, God rest his soul, man. He joined the military. He didn't stay long, but I think his vision for me was joining the military and doing some of the things that he didn't do, as far as going in there and staying more than one term and just going to ride it out. I had no intention of staying in that motherfucker for 20. I was going to do my 4, get the college money, and then go to college. But it worked. I fit into the fucking military like Forrest Gump said he fit in like round peg. I fit into that motherfucker perfectly, so I stayed my 20. But I don't want to talk about me. I could go on forever about this shit, so I'm gonna go to Mark. How did you come to the decision as far as what you were going to do as far as college or whatever you was going to do after you graduated?
Man, listen, I came to that decision late. 3 years, right? 9th, 10th, and 11th. I just went to school just enough to pass. You know what I'm saying? Season D, summer school. That's just, what it was. Like, I ain't really care about school, but I know, I'm saying, if you pass, you go to the next grade. You know what I'm saying? And I was like, man, maybe that keep my mom off my back, just yelling at me about shit and all of that. Because I'm just saying, street life was just exciting for me. So I had no interest in school. Like, I'm just like, look, I wanted money and I wanted Jordans and I wanted girls and cars and shit like that. Like, that's all I cared about. I didn't care about shit else.
So you to sell drugs?
Yeah. But the point is, though, you know what I'm saying? You don't really think about the street shit until real shit happens in the street, and then it makes you think something different. So one of my friends got killed. And then, I'm saying, I'm just like, ooh, I don't really want to get killed. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm good on that. So I left it alone. Then I went to school. Like, senior year was the first time I went to school every day. Like, every day I was on time. And my brother told me that that summer, he was just like, if you go to school every day, school will be easy. Like, trust me. He's like, the way your brain works, school will be easy for you. And he was right. I made A's and B's my senior year. But I still didn't want to go to college. I was just like, man, college don't understand a boy like me. Like, you know what I mean? What I'm going to do with college? You know what I mean? For real, be with these motherfuckers that don't understand life. Like, where I see it, he's just like, it's a little different, because my brother was already in Atlanta in college. He was at Morehouse, right? My sister was in Spelman. So they kind of talked to me and they were just like, college ain't so bad. Like, you'd be surprised, right? So I'm just like, all right, and then I wasn't going to take the SATs either. I was like, I ain't doing no SAT. I ain't taking that shit. You got to wake up early and go take some tests. I ain't doing that shit, right? But then, my dad talked to me. He was just like, it mean a lot to your mom to go take the test. All right, Dad, I'll take the test, right? So I took the test, didn't get the results back for weeks. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, I had one good year of school and 3 bad years. But then I got the results of the test back. and I killed it. I got 1,200 on my SATs.
Okay.
So, you know what I'm saying? Colleges started sending letters late because they were just like, well, wait a minute, maybe the real him is this year, not the other 3 years. You know what I'm saying? But I still didn't want to really go, and I'm just like, where am I going to go to school at? Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wasn't really feeling the college thing, right? But then I bumped into one of my homies. His brother went to Cheney, right? Cheney's the first historically black college, period. The first. None came before Cheney, none, right? And he said, he was telling me about Cheney. He was just like, yo, I'll be having a ball up Cheney. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you get your work in and all that, but just a lot of fun. And I'm like, all right, well, that interests me. You know what I mean? Because he's telling me about the parties and the girls and all of that. I'm like, oh, that sound all right. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, he a real dude. And he actually go to college. Like, he ain't no bookworm type boy. He like a guy like me. So, you know what I'm saying? I had to go to this program, this summer program, right? Because they offered me a partial scholarship. So I had to go to this summer program or whatever, right? So I went to the summer program, and I'm like, yo, the summer program was lit. Like, yo, this is college. Like, and this just the summer program, right? And we there, it's like other just all freshmen, right? But I'm like, man, I seen one of my homies there, and then we got cool with some guys from Pittsburgh or some guys from Newark up there. So I'm like, man, we had the exact same story. All of us, were kind of dabbling in the streets and doing that, but we also went enough to school, for it to be able to do this. So we all had the kind of same story. So I'm just like, man, those became the homies. There's females up there and all that kind of shit, man. So I'm like, oh, hell yeah. You know what I mean? First time I smoked weed was right there. You know what I'm saying? Shit. We drinking, you know what I mean? I'm like, yo, college shit gonna be all right. Like, sign me up, So that's how I chose Cheney. But, you know what I'm saying? I really didn't have no interest in going until somebody just told, like, it's when somebody older talks to you about something, you don't get it. You don't process. But when somebody, your age, that what has your same story, talks to you about it, you just like, yo, and they not telling you about no book shit. They telling you about all the fun you're going to have at college. I'm like, well, shit, I get this college shit. The tribe is going to be that much fun, and that's how I made my decision.
Bet. Awesome. Rebecca.
Yes.
How'd you come to your decision? I know Uncle Harry and Aunt Liz ain't been gonna let your ass not go to college, but just let us know how it happened.
Right. That decision was made the day I was born. But
real quick. It's 6 of us, and we got several more stuff to talk about. Let's just go a little faster.
Yeah, Mark.
Hey, man. Hey, I had to set up the story. People like to hear that backstory from you. They got to figure it out.
Go ahead, Becca.
So, I knew I was going to college. I just didn't know if I wanted to go in-state or out of state. But in my senior year, my school happened to present to us a college tour. And it was a HBCU college tour, and it was pretty much the East Coast, going down to the South. So I ended up signing up for that, and I was able to get on the bus. So we did a college tour. We went to all of the HBCUs from New York all the way down to Maryland. And we ended up going to Morgan State, which is the school that I ended up going to in Baltimore, Maryland. And that, out of all the schools that I went to, that was the one that kind of it tugged at me. And when I went back home, I was like, okay, that's the school I want to go to. So my father was like, are you sure you want to go out of state? Because that's going to be a lot of money. And then that's when the money talk started to come into play. Like, me and your mother will do some stuff, but you're going to have to sign up for all that financial aid and all of that stuff. So the decision to go to college was always a yes. I just didn't know exactly which school I was going to. I went to Morgan. I ended up leaving Morgan, but that's another story. But yeah, just going to college, I was definitely going because I didn't know what else I was going to do after high school besides just work. I didn't want to just go to work. I mean, I was pretty much already in the business just from high school and just knowing everybody at MTV. I could have easily not went to college and still kind of went the road I wanted to. But being that my sister has like 1 million degrees, she has like every degree in the world, like 3 of them. It's like,
Shout out to Issa, cousin Issa.
yeah, my sister has, she's getting like her 8th degree right now. It's just crazy. So going to college was definitely a decision I was going to make. I wasn't going to just sit at home after graduation. My father wouldn't even let me if I wanted to.
Not at all. Okay, Team Bean, give it to us.
Let me see. I took the SATs. I got accepted into Alabama State. I did not go because my mom, I'm her only kid. She felt like that was too far. I ended up going to County College of Morris. My major was music technology, to be an engineer in the studio. I also worked. I was not driving, so I transferred to Essex County College. Had to change my major to early childhood education. And there it is. Look how sweet that was. Yay.
Right.
Next.
Marvin D. Yeah, I use the government because you look like your daddy, motherfucker. What you got for us?
Hey, yeah, early childhood. I don't see you teaching no kids. You got pictures? All right, cool. That's
Cut it out.
yo. Let me tell y'all something. Real shit. My decision was made in fucking elementary school. I knew I was going. Fourth grade, I knew I was going to college. And it wasn't really no fucking decision. In 4th grade, I knew I was going to college. I knew I was playing football. Only thing was which fucking college I went to. I was going to go to. So that's probably what the decision was. Doing good in football, started getting some damn interest. East Carolina was writing to me and shit like that. Fucked up my ankle my senior year. The damn leather stopped. Ended up having I became a recruited walk-on. So I applied different places. Florida State accepted me. USC accepted me. East Carolina accepted me. And it came down to between Florida State and USC. Florida State out-of-state tuition was a motherfucker. And that's why I ended up choosing to go USC for in-state tuition. I was recruited walk-on there, play football at USC, and that's how my decision came. I knew I was going to college since elementary school. I just didn't know where the fuck I was going at to play football. That's it. Like everybody in my family went to college, like my sisters, my uncles, aunts. So I was exposed to college early. But I didn't know I was going to college. 4th grade.
Bad. Sean, what you got?
Yeah, mine was pretty much simple, man. I wanted to play basketball. I had scholarship offers when I was a junior in high school. I didn't have anything major like Merv. Merv was really good in football. I didn't have anything like Florida State or USC. My biggest one was Presbyterian College, which is a pretty good college. I went there my junior year to a camp and got recognized there, and they gave me, it was going to give me a full ride, man. And I actually had one at Northeastern Boston as well to play ball, to play small. It was going to move me to small forward. Presbyterian was going to move me to shooting guard. But during that time, not to get too personal, my mom woke me up in the middle of the night one night and was like, "Yo, I'm about to be your stepdad. Y'all pack y'all shit. We about to go." Like, where we going? Like, what do you mean, where you going? So we ended up bouncing, and I had to become a man real quick my senior year in high school. I ended up had to get a job at McDonald's and everything, and kind of help my mom out. And at that time, man, it was kind of like, do you go to college and don't make no money? Although basketball is the dream, was the chance of you making it to the NBA probably very little, to be honest. But it's one of those things where talked to a recruiter for the Marine Corps, thought about going reserves and still go to college. But at the time, it just wouldn't have been the right decision for me at that time as well. I think that during that time, I needed to put myself in a position. I'm the oldest of 3 of us, and really was 2 of us at the time, but I was the oldest, and I needed to help out as much as possible during that time. So I made the decision to take the burden of my mother and go into the military, so I can, take care of myself and eventually try to take care of her. Not realize I was going to make no money the first couple of years. You don't get rich in the military, your first few years. But I want to take that burden off of her, so I decided to go into the world's finest Marine Corps.
Cool.
All right, fair enough. All right,
I gotta say something real quick. That nigga Stacks, real shit. The nigga probably should went to college. Because the nigga went to college, the nigga probably would have went to the Olympics. Nigga was a bad motherfucker in track. If he went to college, nigga probably would have been in the motherfucking Olympics.
Stacks, you ran track?
Yeah, I ran track. I was gonna go back to this, but me and Merv and another one of our homeboys, running buddies, Irvin, we decided to run track our junior year. Merv sophomore year, I think got kicked off of the track team in sophomore year, but that's another story. But the coach made me run hurdles. I don't know why. I hated him for making me run hurdles, but I ended up being better than the white guy that trained me. And I was decent my junior year. But senior year, I was getting recognition on the state level. I broke 2 school records at one meet. I started getting letters. I got a letter from USC. Right around the time I was about during the summertime, North Carolina State was going to give me a full scholarship. They told my dad all I had to do was take the SAT. So I was waffling between going to the military and backing out. Now, I'm not even gonna lie to you. College, the decision to back out wasn't strictly because of the impending scholarship, but I didn't want to leave my little girlfriend I had at the time. I had an opportunity to take the SAT, but I forego that because we had a trip going on that week. We had a youth group trip going on. Ironically, we went to Newark, New Jersey. I opted to choose the trip over taking the SAT because I had smashed it.
I would have put you over my motherfucking knee. I wish you would.
Choose a girl.
So when I got done with that, my pops was like, "Well, you got to go to the Army now." But yeah, a lot of people used to tell me like, "Yeah, like people in high school was like, yeah, we see you in the 2000 Olympics because we know you can make it." You know, I was a bad motherfucker in track, you know, but I have no regrets at all in the decision I made. And that takes me into the segue as far as the parents' role. Parents' role could be self-destructive. I mean, can be destructive as well as vital. More prevalent today because we got a whole lot more. Yeah, I was Killflex. I ain't even lie to you.
Y'all got some big women stories.
And I was.
They do, right, Tina?
Yeah.
They all hard. They soft.
Shit.
But parents.
Oh, you mean them?
Right, Mark. Them.
Parents can either give that child that child a push, or they can hold them back. I think that comes along with. I think a lot of parents today tend to coddle their kids. Now, fortunately, my parents were on that whole college or military kick. I was the only one of my siblings that actually went the military route. Everybody else went to college, got their degrees. If I gone to college, I would have got my degree just like them. But having parents that literally steered me and say, "Hey, you got to do this since you didn't take that SAT." Now, what's vital as well as far as the parents' role is a lot of parents these days, in my opinion, they're quick to let their children quit, back out. I know a lot. I know. There's a lot of stories of kids that people that I know that went to school, went off to college, and they didn't even last a couple of months. They were homesick, this, that, and the third. Mm-hmm. And I think it takes a parent to say, "Nah, motherfucker, you ain't coming home. You're gonna stay there and weather that storm, and you're gonna stay in college." My personal experience, when I got the basic training, I was an athlete, so I was good at everything, all the physical stuff and everything that we had to do or whatever. I missed my girlfriend. I was really, really homesick, even though I was only 2 hours away from home. But I contemplated trying to find a way to quit. And this is very vital. I literally was at the point where I was going to the doctor while I was a basic, like, "Hey, I got flat feet. You have to send me home." I came to an epiphany, and my dad, God rest his soul, The only thing that stopped me from quitting the United States Army is me having to come back home and look my father in his face. I don't think.
And then get punched in the face.
Yeah, that too. But just to be known as a quitter or something like that. But I stayed the course, you know. And I ended up graduating basic training, and the rest is history. But that's the as far as parenting and their roles, man. If my dad wasn't there, you know, God rest his soul, I would have quit. And I don't think my mother would have given me much flack for it. My grandmother would have. Everybody else probably would have. But it is very vital. I thank him for putting that. I wouldn't say fear, but nobody wants to disappoint my dad. My worst thing was disappointing him. So I stayed the course, graduated, and I'll never forget the look on his face when he came up there when I graduated basic training. Because I mean, when you close to your dad, you live to please your dad. And I'm just glad I stayed, because I don't know where I would be right now had I not stayed, and you know, just went to 20 years. So who want to discuss anything as far as the parent's role in the decision-making process?
I'll go.
Go ahead.
So, like I said before, I got accepted into Alabama State, but my mom was like, no, it's too far. No. So, I mean, that's what it is. She always been like that, though, with me. My dad be like, let her go. And she's like, no, that's my only kid. No, stop. Like, she wouldn't even let me take the bus. So, sometimes, you know, you got to heal from certain things. I feel like I probably would have been a different person today. Not that I don't like who I am, but probably further on in life had she not held me back, because I never got to experience staying on campus and the college parties, and I always wanted to pledge Delta, never got to do that, you know what I'm saying? So I feel like she held me back from that. Going to community college, they don't have that many fraternity and sororities in Jersey to select from. Delta is not around here. You have to go to somewhere out of state or whatever. So I feel like I missed out on a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I mean, you can't dwell on it. You gotta live, and you gotta move forward. You gotta forgive. You gotta move forward. You gotta make the best out of life that you can. You can't repeat the past. You can't go back to the past. It is what it is. Can I go to school now and get a degree? Yes. Can I still probably pledge Delta? Probably. But
Yeah.
I don't want to put in that work at this age, Lord mercy. But I mean, it is what it is. I've learned what I would not do when I have my child. But that's about it. Honestly, I ran track to 100, 200 meter sprint.
Okay.
I went through high school by myself, if that makes sense. My parents were there for, you know, elementary, middle school. There's an age gap between my parents and I. So once I got to high school, they couldn't really function as much. So I actually went through high school alone.
I want to shout out to Timothy Wright. But this is a very good question. And I think I may have alluded to it earlier if anybody want to expound on it. But I want to say this. I think that parents of today are more apt to let their kids quit and tell them it's okay, baby, than that parent back in the day to be like, hey, you're going to finish this. We don't raise no quitters around here. You're going to I think that's the major difference. I think parents coddle more these days, which is very it's not conducive to your child's growth into manhood or womanhood. So I think that's the biggest difference nowadays.
Yeah.
Anybody else want to talk about that?
I'm gonna answer his question real quick and then get back to what we're talking about. But like when I was in high school, and all of us was in high school, basically, we about the same era, right? I don't know about y'all, but when I was in high school, I played sports. I played football and track. I was all conference in football, all state in track. I had a job, so I leave track practice and go work. Football practice and go work. Work on the weekend, practice. Football games on Friday when I ran track. Tuesday and Thursdays was our track meets. And I had to work if I wanted to get the clothes I want to get or spend the money on what the fuck I want to spend money on. And I had a fucking mom that told me, nigga, if you don't get A's and B's, you come off the motherfucking football team.
Right.
So I like to work, play sports, and bring home good grades. and be a motherfucking good role model, goddamn kid and shit. Nowadays, it's like, oh, we don't want you to do that. Just get good grades. We just want you to focus on your work. We don't want you to. You don't have to work. You don't have to play no sports. Just focus on. Parents these days, in my opinion, make it too easy for the kids. That's my opinion on that.
And Merv, and to your point, Merv, I think that because we're this is our generation of parents. I got a kid. I got a kid he's about to be he's a rising senior at the University of Nevada. My other son, he's still trying to figure some shit out. But I honestly think that kids are more resilient than parents these days give kids credit for.
Yeah, I believe so too.
Because, like Merv said, like we would go to school, we'd go to football or track practice, we'd go to the job, get home at like 10 o'clock at night, still have to do homework, and the homework better be done. Zeros and none of that shit wasn't tolerated. Right. It's doable. It builds character. It gives your kids that no quit attitude.
Yep. Definitely, I agree with that. I was gonna say that, like, just my experience was just the opposite of Tina's. Like my parents, it actually started in middle school, because in middle school, like I mentioned, my high school, I needed to audition to get into. So it wasn't just I'm going to my zone school, the school in my neighborhood, all the kids go there. It wasn't the case. That wasn't the case for me at all. We moved from Brooklyn to Queens. So the school that I went to was in Manhattan, which is an hour transportation, a bus and 2 trains. So as a 14-year-old, I had to convince my parents, let me do this. I can do it. My father was like, listen, if I let you go to this high school, because I auditioned, and when I got in, then it was like, okay, look, y'all, I can do this. I had to perform a monologue. I had to go in front of people who had, experience in Broadway and in TV and in acting. And I'm just a 13-year-old learning a monologue in front of people who have been in the business for years, hoping, to get into this high school, because I did not want to go into the school that was in my neighborhood. It was not what I wanted to do. I've been in entertainment and things like that since I was a kid. And my parents knew that. So they were supportive in that. So I had to convince my parents to even go to my high school. And they was like, listen, we don't want no attendance issues. We don't want no homework issues. And I had to keep that up throughout high school, to the point where it made me never be late for school in almost my whole high school year. And then my father became the PTA president, so he was also at the school often. So I could really never do anything wrong. So it made me, because everybody knew my dad. Like my dad came to the prom, but that's another story. But it was just like, you had to have that discipline. So then going into college, me again wanting to go out of state, 4 hours away. My parents was again saying the same thing, like, okay, we gave you that leeway in high school. This is a whole other story. This is costing us thousands, so you can't play around. And I was like, I can do it. I got it, no problem. Like, let's go. Let's pack the truck. We went to Morgan State. I stayed in the dorm. My father was like, Mr. Morgan State. He had the Morgan State dad shirt on. He was all over campus like, yeah, that's my daughter, because my father didn't graduate college at the time, appointed time. He graduated from college later on in life, in his 40s, I believe. So at this point, he's experienced it, with my sister. My sister went to a community college. She went to John Jay, which is not a rinky-dink college. That's like one of the most prestigious colleges in New York. But me going out of state, he never got to experience that. So this is a first for him. So my parents definitely played a big role in me making that decision to go out of state and to be serious about it, because it was costing a lot of money for me to even just be there. And then for me to be there for thousands of dollars and fail a class, I would be homeless. I could not go back to my parents' house and say, hey, come home for summer with my C's and D's. That wasn't happening. HBCU or not, they were like, listen, we don't care that you're going to a black college. That's great, woo-woo, but bring home those grades, because it's costing us $20K for you to be there, because not only was the school expensive, but I was also paying out-of-state tuition, which made it even more expensive. So my parents was just like, oh, Becky, you can, whatever you want, we're okay with it. Who knows what I would have done? But I definitely made sure that I stayed focused because my parents were like, "We got your back, but you better make sure you have ours too. You come home with those grades that makes paying this high ass tuition worthy."
Here's the thing. My dad didn't come up here until he was in his 20s. So he went to high school in his early 20s, coming from Jamaica to here. Mm-hmm. Right? My mom probably did, I don't even know if she finished high school at this point. So, and then there's a 31 year gap between my parents and I, which is why I did high school by myself. And I'm their only child. So it's like to send her off. Mm-hmm. We don't know while she's going through high school. We don't know because we don't really know the high school what high school is like in the United States. So I didn't have older siblings to follow from or stuff like that. So I went through this whole life of high school alone.
So you had to learn as you was going.
Learn as I was going. So and with foreigner parents for the most part, they don't say you got to get out. They don't do none of that. You could stay with them all the way up until it's time for you to get married. That's tradition actually for a woman. You don't move out of your family's house until you're getting married.
So let me because I feel like most of our so I was Parents Row. I was a recruiter for ITT Tech, right? And
we need to hear this, Merv.
Yeah, I was a recruiter for ITT Tech, and parents need to understand that in addition to not only you influence their decision, when your child is considered grown in educational family, industry, they have to use your taxes for them to go to school. They can't. Your kid can't go to school if you're not willing to give them your taxes, because they need your taxes for them to apply for financial aid. You don't give your taxes, they can't go to school because they can't get financial aid. When I worked at ITT Tech, I literally had to convince parents to give their child their taxes just so that their child could go to school. There's been times where I talked to parents that wasn't enthusiastic about their kid going to school. One parent I called, asked for the parent, like, "Who you again?" I'm like, "This is Marvin with ITT Tech." I told them what my reason was for calling. They said, you gotta have the wrong number because my kid ain't smart enough to go to school, and I'm not giving you my taxes anyway. So parents play a big role. Crazy. If they want to go to school, parents play a big role in that. Just like Stack said, for them to go in the military at 17, parents had to sign off. So the parents still plays a very important factor in what you do next between the ages of 17 and 21.
But I think nowadays it's really different. Like, I think for us, going to college was the thing. Like, after high school, you go to college, you get a good job, you get benefits, whatever the case may be, right? I think now, I think a part of the reason why parents may not have that same unction behind going to college is because it's been proven that a degree is not necessary for you to evolve in whatever it is you want to do. So right now, getting a college degree isn't that important like it was 20 years ago when we graduated high school.
Real talk. What does a college degree actually do besides right now get you paid more money? That's it.
It don't always get you paid more money. It really depends on the field.
True. Because I got younger cousins that I'm looking at Indeed, and they want you to have an associate's or a bachelor's degree to be a receptionist and get $15 an hour. Are you kidding me?
Crazy.
I worked in the industry, so let me tell you what a degree is. A degree is more important to black people than is white people. All right, one. All right. Now, a degree doesn't make someone better than anybody that doesn't have a degree. A degree gives you more options for one reason. Companies will use a degree as a way to filter out who the fuck they hire.
Yes.
That's all the degree is now. Unless you want to be a doctor or a lawyer or engineer, just get a degree. You could go get a fucking degree in education. They don't give a fuck what you got a degree in.
Right.
Companies saying you need a degree so they can filter out who the fuck they want to hire. So
and they still hire some bullshit motherfuckers that end up getting fired.
It's just you watch Scandal. Well, I'm a big Scandal. I was a big Scandal person. It's just like Olivia Pope dad said. You gotta work 3 times harder to get half of what they got.
Yeah.
Right.
So you gotta have if it's a job that only a diploma is required, a black person gotta have a bachelor's degree to beat that white person. That's why you gotta have degrees. But you don't have to have a degree to be successful. I'm not saying that. I was just saying between ages of 17 and 21, whether you're going to college, whether you're going in the military, whatever you're doing, parents play a big role in that. But we need to go.
I couldn't even get financial aid. Do you know in community college? Do you know what the lady said to me in financial aid? Do you have a kid? That I swear to God, I will never forget that shit. Do you have a kid? And advise me to have one in order to get financial aid.
Yeah, they will do that because you just being someone that wants education is not enough. There has to be some reason why you can't afford it. It doesn't, because we already know most of the people are not making enough to survive on their regular paycheck. They either hustle or they have side jobs. Or if you are blessed to live a good life just based on your paycheck, trust me, you are one in a million, because a lot of people with degrees don't make as much as people think they do. Their job that they have, their 9 to 5, has nothing to do with their degree. I have a degree in theater and a degree in television production, and I work at a bank. So a lot of the times your degree, a headhunter told me, a headhunter is basically people who they're like professional job searchers, right? And they do other stuff as well. But she told me that most of the time when employers are asking for you to have a degree, whether your degree is in that same field or not, in some fields you have to have a degree in that field. It just depends on what it is. But majority of the times you don't. They're looking to see if you have had that discipline to withstand what it takes to get that degree for the 4 years. It doesn't necessarily have to be in the field or in the job that you're applying for, but a degree will show that you had some type of discipline to withstand a goal that took you years to get to. Instead of just getting a paycheck. And
here's the thing, I've worked since I was 14, and my dad taught me that, to get your own money. You won't learn to appreciate anything until you paid for it yourself.
That's a fact.
So when I got my working papers in high school, I was working at McDonald's. I became a manager at McDonald's in 1 year. So now I'm 15 and I'm a whole manager at McDonald's. You feel what I'm saying? But I've worked at so many jobs. Even I think at the time, the cutoff age for financial aid, for being on your parents' insurance was 23. So finally I turned 24 and I applied for financial aid by myself, and they say I make too much money.
Yeah.
My parents were doing deferred payments, so they paid for school out of pocket. They don't got no dope job. They not degreed. They're foreigners. You know what I'm saying? So the struggle was real. The struggle's real. But read what Reflect said right here.
It says, on top of that, it's extremely difficult for a person being a first generation of their immediate family to now learn the American culture, education systems, and lifestyle with no help or guidance.
That's a fact.
That's very true. That's very true.
Yeah.
One other thing.
Especially if you're undocumented. If you're undocumented, forget about it.
One other thing.
And my parents weren't citizens at the time.
Oh, one other thing that's very important. If you're a parent, or if you're a kid that's doing your own financial aid, if your parents are not together, you want to use the parent that has made the least amount of money for financial aid. Some people think that you want to use the parent that make the most money. No, you want to use the parent that makes the least amount of money, because whoever makes the least amount of money, you're going to get more financial aid using the parent that made the least amount of money. So that's very important to fill out your financial aid papers.
And it sounds like it's a game. Like it feels like the whole financial aid thing and being able to afford college, because we all know college is expensive. It's always been expensive. If you can get a free ride to college, I suggest take it. But sometimes the free ride isn't in what you really want to do. Like I wish that I had learned a lot more in regards to financial aid and the game that you got to play to be able to afford college, even going to college, what that means later on in life. I'm 40, still dealing with college debt. There really is no fun for my daughter to go to college. She wants to go to college. I hope she gets a free ride somewhere and something good, because there's not $1 to pay for it at this point. And that's
but you know what though?
Mark
and hold on, all they had was Job Corps at my age, as far as to go learn a trade, to send your kid off to Job Corps. That's all they had. I mean, schools now, they have more to offer as far as the child, your child learning a trade.
We're definitely going to trade, but Mark, go ahead. You had a point?
I'm like, I mean, for me, my story was simple. It was just like, you know, like, look, it's, you know what I mean? My parents didn't say you have to go to college, but my dad kind of laid it out like, son, if you don't go to college, there's only one other place, you know what I mean, you're probably, for you, most likely are going to be. And that's jail. You know what I'm saying? He was real candid about it too. So I was just like, all right, I'll give the college thing a try. You know, because my mom, it was big to her for me to go to college. So I always tell people, I got my degree from my mom, right? But one important piece of information my dad gave me, I'll never forget it. He says, son, wherever you are, build relationships, right? Whatever you want to do, build relationships, try to find an end to whatever you want to do, right? Now, one thing that I thought was cool to me when I got to college, right? I was just like, how do I get to be one of those guys, those executives that able to pick the basketball teams, the NBA teams, the general manager? How do I get to that? You know what I'm saying? Ain't no degree to get there. You know what I'm saying? So I just wrote a letter to the Sixers, right? Just a letter. This is a kid, I'm 18. I want to be able to learn a business or whatever. And, you know, I waited for months. You know what I mean? Wrote a couple letters, but somebody read it and told me, why don't you come down to the arena? I asked somebody for you to talk to. And then I started doing statistics for the Sixers, right? Intern, you know? And that's how it started with going into sports. It had nothing to do with what I was studying in college. You know what I'm saying? I just built a relationship, like my dad said. And then that's how I got to Miami, and that's how I got to work for Nike and all of that. Had nothing to do with my education. It was just build relationships, right? He's like, the same way you be talking to these girls and you be chasing these girls and trying to do this, you could do that you could do the same exact thing doing this. And he was right.
Real quick, before we get into the me and Sean are gonna go in depth about the military. But what I wanna all you guys went to school on campus and things of that nature. I want to discuss gap year as well as sitting out of semester. But I want to make a point as far as what the Murr said earlier. Unfortunately, there are a small percentage of parents out there that, I mean, it's sad, but they don't want to see their kid excel more than they did. That's why I think that's why you got the whole, my kid isn't smart enough to go to college. I don't know who says that about their kid, but there are parents out there that simply like, and I can't figure out for the life of me. So happy that my parents are the exact opposite. Wanted me to be better. Most parents should be like that. But there's parents out there that don't want their kid to exceed. I mean, to do better than they did at life. So I want you guys to really expand real quick on what y'all think about a gap year and what y'all think about them people that, you know, they'll go to school and be like, I'm gonna sit out a semester.
First of all, let me say this real quick. I don't give a fuck. That's a terrible ass parent. That's a terrible ass parent. That's some jealousy ass shit. And I am disgusted that there are people that actually think that way.
Yeah. But I'll say like this, that sitting out a semester thing, that I did that too. You know what I'm saying? You know, and I was doing all right in school, whatever, but it was just like, once again, the vices get to you where I was having too much fun in school. Everything was a party. You know what I'm saying? You know, I got back into the same thing I was in high school where, yo, man, just go enough to pass, you be cool. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And you know, my parents, you know what I mean, was just like, well, we ain't paying for that. You know what I mean? You was making A's and B's, and now you back to the C's and D's you was getting in high school.
Yeah.
You gonna sit out, you know what I mean, for real, for a semester until you get your act together. So they still let me do the internship with the Sixers, right? And I was talking to some people over there, just some older guys, and they were just like, why are you not at college? Why are you here every day? You're supposed to see you maybe twice a week, and you're here every day. I was
That's
like,
right.
oh yeah, I kind of took off from college. Like, why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? And they would just tell me how backwards, you know, what I was doing, because I was just like, but it was fun and I was having too much fun. So my parents sat me down for a minute. They just like, yo, you got to just go back and be serious about it. He's like, the fun always going to be there. He's like, the party's always going to be there. The girl's always going to be there. So
Yeah.
why get sucked into that life when it's a better life ahead for you? Even though my parents told me the same shit, you know what I'm saying? It's hard for me to hear it from my parents. You know what I'm saying? I got to hear from somebody my age or around my age to tell me stuff like that. You
Now
know what I'm saying?
I
And that
agree.
usually
I
works.
agree with Mark on that. But to just
Yeah.
tell me to just sit out is different. Now,
That-
if that child decides, you know, I did 4 years of high school, I did good, but I'm tired of school right now. But I'm gonna get back to it. Cool, that's cool too, because I know people that have done it. But I know people like what Mark was talking about, where they thinking the wrong thing when it comes to college.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, I can't wait to go to Clark Atlanta party school, right?
Yeah.
I had a whole friend that went and she had to leave because she was failing. She said it was so many parties she couldn't focus and she had to come back or whatever. So if somebody sees that that's where you're at and you need to take a break and then go back to school, cool.
Yeah.
I agree with that.
I think
What's the
sometimes that break is a gift and a curse, and that all depends on the parent and the child. Because taking a break, if you're doing something and you see that you're not good at it, it's not working for you, you're not at the right mindset, it's too many distractions like a party school, then yes, because it's costing you to be there. The difference with high school and college is not just the level of education, it is the money. It is the money. A lot of the times people take breaks to work to get that money together for the remaining semester or year or whatever. That's different. But taking a break just because it's just not for you is a gift and a curse. That break could give you the mindset like, you know what? I was going to college. I wasn't focused. I took a break. And I really feel like I want to go back and be for real this time. And when they go back, that's it. It's full speed ahead. And then they end up achieving what they never thought they could because they had to stop and get their mind right together, get it together, and then keep it going. But sometimes that break could put you in a mindset where I don't really need to go back. I don't really need to go back. Especially if during that break you maybe you learned a trade, or maybe you started your own business, or you was able to get your money some other way and found out that there's something else that you like to do that's not at a college that you went to, or a college that you even know of. So at this point, I don't want to go back. I've been out for a year. This whole year I've worked. I've been able to gain money. I actually like what I do. I didn't need a degree to do it, so why go back? So it's a gift and a curse, and it really depends on that person if they really want to go to college or if they really don't. Because if you really want to do it, even an obstacle is not going to stop you. You're going to still continue to do it. I switched colleges junior year, and I had to convince my parents when I left Morgan State that I was not going to go back to New York and just sit on my ass. I had to let them know. It's not that I don't want to continue college. I just don't want to continue it here. And my dad was not happy about it at all because by junior year, it was already $30,000-$40,000 of educational debt that was accumulated just for me to be there. And at that point, I was 1 year away from my degree. And I had to tell my parents, which is scary as hell, listen, I don't want to go to the school anymore. And my father's first thought was like, what you gonna do when you come back here? And I was like, I'm gonna go back to school. I'm just gonna apply to a different school. And that ended up putting me back a year and a half because a lot of credits didn't transfer. So that decision to take a break when you're driving towards a goal and to just stop at that point and not really know what to do, if you want to keep going or just get off the train, that's a tough decision. If you don't have any fire to be able to be self-motivating, it's going to be a downfall for you.
All right, so let me say something real quick. We got 4 more. We got to speed up. We got like 4 more. We got 4 more categories. So I'm not trying to rush anybody. We got to shorten our stories and get to the point. With a gap year, somebody take a gap year. The success. Tasha said she took a gap year and went back, but the success rate of somebody taking a gap year and actually going to college after that is very low. It's not a good idea. So if you want to go to college, it's best to let them keep going and go right into college.
Yeah.
Gap year, the success rate is very low. We had 2 people talk about trade. Like right now, can we go into trade, or you want to go with the military first, then trade? Because 2 people just asked about trade.
Let's go into trade first. And I wanted to speak on that as well, simply because I think that's one of those things that a lot of people tend to forget. HVAC, welding, electrician. I don't think people realize the amount of money that folks with a trade are making in this day and age. You can make a very good living being a pipe fitter, being a traveling welder. So, like Killer said earlier, college is not for everybody. That's absolutely right. But you cannot limit your children. You cannot limit yourself. Go out there and get a trade. I mean, I know folks that have used the Montgomery GI Bill as far as the military after they got out and go out there and get the trade. And a lot of those jobs, welding, electrician, pipe fitters, stuff like that, those are starting out like $50K. It's even higher as you go further up north, because you know the pay is different down south than it is up north for certain for jobs and stuff like that. Right. But back in Georgetown, I think they have a trade school, or they just had a lot of people that wasn't really a lot of people from our community wasn't participating. And the thing is, if you aren't going to college, you know you're not college material, you know you don't want to go into the military, trade school is the next best thing you can do, because there's a lot of money out there for people that's working with their hands.
Yep.
I agree. Man.
Cousin Rob is a plumber.
He's a plumber.
Yeah, and they make money too.
He can do a lot with his hands. Like he can do flooring, he can do tiles, he can do plumbing, he can cook. So being able to have your hands, if you could do something with this, you'll always be able to have a job. You'll always have money, because there's always going to be a need for that kind of job.
So a lot of people are
underwater welding is you get the bag from that shit. You damn right, Tim. You damn right.
Yeah, underwater welding welding starts at $100 an hour. That starts at $100 an hour for underwater welding.
Can I do
that? And also my dad didn't go to college. He went to a trade school. He went to be a mechanic. And he went from combined trade school and what Mark said earlier. Mark said his dad told him, whatever you do, make sure you build relationships. So my dad was the first person out of his family to go to a secondary school. Secondary school meaning school after high school. So he's the first person to go to a secondary school out of the family. He went to a trade school, became a mechanic. After he became a mechanic, he built relationships and networked with other people that was in the gas station in the oil industry. And my dad ended up owning and running the Exxon gas station, being very successful from a trade school, making more money than some people that have a degree. So there's so many options that you don't have to stay. My thing is just don't stay home. You got military, you got trade school, you have a university. If you want to go to a college or university, you have several options that you can go towards and choose to be successful.
Right.
Yeah.
What they say, the world is your oyster.
Huh?
That's like that phrase where Merv said, the world is your oyster. There's so many ways to make money right now that staying home, unless you just actually want to, unless you really want to, and money's not an issue and surviving is not an issue. there really is a lot of ways to make some good money, and I don't think a lot of us take advantage of those opportunities. I know for me, I haven't. I have talent I'm sitting on right now that I really should be doing something with.
And let me say this for the people that's maybe borderline right now: diesel mechanic. There's a shortage of diesel mechanics. So if you got any kind of mechanical aptitude and you don't mind, if you go into diesel mechanic, you're gonna get a job.
That was a big word, Merv.
Really fast. I'm more intelligent than niggas try to give me credit for.
I know you are. I'm just messing with you.
There's a big opportunity for diesel mechanics right now. The shortage. You get a job very fast and they pay really good. So there's so many different avenues that after you graduate high school that you can go down to provide for your family, get the house that you want, get that car that you want, and whether you have a family and be a provider. So many different avenues.
Man, also it's a shortage on truck drivers too. Go get your CDL.
Absolutely.
Go get your CDL. You know what I'm saying? You could drive trucks, limos, all of that. You know what I'm saying?
And Mark, great point. Certifications. Some certifications are more valuable than a fucking degree.
That's a
I'm
fact.
telling you, like the A+ certification will get you indoors more than some degrees. Some certifications, and CDL is a certification. It just made me think of it. So some certifications will get you that bag, and that's not even going to school. That's studying and taking a test on your own. So
then, Merv, that brings me back to what I mentioned before. Is a college degree necessary now?
Depending on what you want to do.
It depends on what you want to do. Like if you want, okay, if your desire to be in the corporate world, you motherfucking right. You need a degree. If you want to be an entrepreneur, certification, trade school. It just depends what you want to do. If you want to go to college and don't pay for it and want to travel, go in the military, get the GI Bill, go to college, get a degree, graduate after 20 years, get the retirement, and then you got something to fall back on. All I'm saying is, when you graduate high school, there's so many different ways, so many different avenues that you can take to make money and be a provider and find and seek the life that you want to have.
Just don't stay home.
I'll tell you one thing though. Doing sports management for a little while, right? One thing is you don't need the degree to get in the field, but once they start doing them rounds of promotions, they will look at who has the degree and who don't.
Right.
And the person who do have the degree, that's the person who's going to get promoted. I got promoted over other guys who were there longer than me, but that's how they were just like, all right, well, they both do good work, so how are we going to do this? And then, it's just like, all right, they got the same experience. We're going to pick the guy with the degree. So sometimes the degree, it will fall in certain places, where you don't think it is even going to fall at all. Because I'm just like, to do the job that I was doing for Nike, didn't, like what I was doing, you know what I'm saying? Just required common sense and knowing it's something about basketball. But, when it came to the promotions though, Mark got a degree, this guy don't, we'll promote Mark.
I'm going to simplify even more. If you going to work for somebody, you need certifications or degrees or both. If not, if you want to work for yourself, trade school, certifications, that's fine. Because what's happening, and this is from me working in the education world, a job today, where the job minimum is a diploma, 10 years from now, that minimum is going to be a bachelor's degree for that same job. That same job now that requires a diploma, 10 years from now is going to require a bachelor's. A job that requires a bachelor's degree now, 10 years from now, the minimum requirement is going to be a master's degree. So if you plan on working for somebody or working in the corporate world, you have to get a degree or have certifications just so they can't tell you you're not hireable or we can't promote you because you don't have this qualification. Well, you are qualified, but they're using that as a scapegoat not to hire you. So if you want to work for somebody or you have to decide to work for a company, you need to get your degrees and certifications so they can't have no excuse for telling you that we can't hire you and they hire their fucking friends.
But the thing is, I think one of the major things that we need to address in this whole country is the cost of education. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. Even if you go to a community college, it is still high. The books that you're using is they just make it so you can't use the same book from the previous semester, same teacher, same class. Like it's just they make education so expensive to people that it's a turnoff. So that you gotta figure out some kind of way to be able to afford it because
everything's about money. I mean, you got people that's in their 60s. Like this is off topic, but 60 couples in their 60s killed themselves because they could not afford the medication to provide them quality of life because the medication was so high. In America, everything is about money now.
Yeah.
Whether it's education, whether it's prescription, everything right now is about money. So that's education. Education is a business. Shit, church is a business now.
It sure is.
Everything's a business now.
It really is a business.
Yeah, absolutely.
And you have a lot of people that took this time during the pandemic to learn trades and to learn things, which is why they're not going back to their 9-to-5s like they used to.
Right.
Because they never really had the time, the money, the whatever to do it. And during the pandemic gave them the time, the stimuluses and the taxes gave them the money. So they're not going back to their 9-to-5s. They're actually pursuing their dreams and doing what they wanted to do from the beginning.
Fair points.
Yeah.
Very fair points. I need to get Sean back up in there because we're about to go into our military bag. I'm gonna just go ahead and go over this statement real quick. I'm going into service. I've heard so many parents say this about their kid. I've heard a lot of kids say this. What people really need to realize is that the military has evolved to where they're looking for the same folks that they're looking for the same young people that colleges are looking for. Fortunately, during me and Sean's 20 years of service to this country, you're welcome, all y'all.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
In our 20 years, we had an opportunity to be recruiters for our respective branches. Just to give you a little bit of context, recruiters are selected. They select the top 10% of the entire force to be recruiters. I mean, so it's no secret why me and Sean got selected to do those special duties. That being said, I wanted to dispel the myth of the military being, because everybody think that the military is a last resort. That might have been true back in the day, but it's far from the truth now. When I was a recruiter, I was looking for the eggheads. I was looking for the nerds. I was looking for those cats that had the 50 or above on the ASVAB. But 50 or above is considered quality. Me and Sean, if we were recruiting at the same time, we are battling each other to try to get that. I'm battling to try to steal that person from Sean to join the Army. He's doing the same in reverse to try to get that young man or that young woman to enlist in the United States Marine Corps. A lot of parents they'll cap and say my kid is going into college. First of all, they got to take the ASVAB, and the ASVAB it's not no rinky-dink test. It's not like the SAT, but that is the first step. You have to make a decent score on the ASVAB in order to enlist. Not only that, you got to make a high score in order to get a really, really good job in the United States military, regardless of the branch. And Sean will tell you, we're just like regular employees out there. If you got a certain score on the ASVAB, we ain't giving you a second thought. We can come back to you later or whatever, but we're looking for that quality. We're looking for that for the intelligent. We're looking for the same folks that those universities are looking for. So I want to dispel the rumor. I mean the myth for parents and for these kids who are delusional to the fact that the military is a last resort. It simply is not. Sean, I want you to go ahead and pick up where I left off.
Yeah, I mean, I remember, man, before I enlisted, I remember people were, cornballs were like, yo, why you going into the Marine Corps? Why you going into the military? You need to come and work at this plant, or you need to make sure you go to college. And I remember I was being chastised by that decision. And, again, it was one of those things where, you got the myth, Marines are crazy, the military, why you going to fight a white man's war? It's silly stuff like that. And Stats probably heard it too, because Stats and I enlisted around the same time. And I remember going into as a recruiter, going into the schools and going to parents' houses. I was actually a recruiter in the South Carolina area. I had Orangeburg, I had Florence, I had Sumter, I had Manning. I had that entire Midlands area, if you will, right beneath the Midlands. And I remember, I was being chastised by parents. Like, yo, my child is not going into no military to get killed. My child is not going to be a bullet sponge, yada, 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 yada. But in hindsight, I feel that the decision for me at the time, and for those who I enlisted, because I enlisted a lot of people, I actually became what they call a centurion, where I enlisted over 100 applicants and changed their lives, to the point where I had several of those Marines I've enlisted that still in it also start to get close to retirement and change their lives. And I share that because there is this crazy thing out there about military versus college. And Stacks, we had to hear this a lot on recruitment because we're recruiting against colleges as well. And I never shunned any kid away from going to college, but I said, why go pay for college? Why, contribute to that business when you can go to college for free? You know what I mean? And no one understood that philosophy back then until a few years later, when I can say I don't have a college debt and I have a college degree. And I'm also a director of a company that's a Fortune 500, 6 figures in. And that's because of the weight of the military. You know what I mean? That was because of the fact that I took advantage of a lot of different things that I was afforded to. And that's after squandering it 4 years. My first 4 years, I played basketball. I didn't do my job. My job was logistics. I didn't do anything. I think the first 4 to 5 years I didn't do jack. I was like literally living the life. I was, playing ball, doing nothing really. And I squandered that first 4 to 5 years, but was able to go back and use the GI Bill to get my degree for free, and actually got paid to go to school when I was, when I retired and everything. So I say that because I know we all talked about having a trade, being able to use your hands, being able to have a college, and I think Becca said it best as far as the business aspect of college, where you paid all this money to get a degree, and I think even Tina mentioned that you pay that money to get that degree, but what is it getting you? We got people who pay over 90 grand, 100 grand for a degree, and they get a job that's like 40 to 50,000 a year.
Crazy.
With that degree, right? And the Stacks and I had this conversation a few weeks ago about Black Wall Street, and the philosophy around Black Wall Street back then was in those communities. Our people, everyone had a trade, everyone had a skill set to build a community as a whole. A lot of countries, a lot of our countries, like the islands, even in some places of Africa, they used their villages to where they had a go-to person. They had a welder, they had someone who was like an electrician, they had a plumber, they had all of these people with different skill sets to be able to build their communities up. And those communities were flourishing, they were thriving, they were doing really strong. But when we shifted, and I said I'm talking more so about the society shifted into the college arena, where college became more of a business, where they're saying, forget going to get, use your hands to do all of these great things. We need you to get an education to go in debt that you probably never pay off, because you're not going to get, it's a higher propensity for you not to get the job to pay off those student loans. And it's a gamble. So going back to put it full circle, I felt like during that time when Stacks and I, we were doing the military, I think the GI Bill was 85%. And then over a couple of years, it became 100%. We were able to take advantage of having the military pay for our tuition, but also we're able to get a skill set in your hand. And we went to recruiting duty and was able to get another side of that. So we hit the trifecta, you know what I mean, taking advantage of that. And
I'm over here hating. I was hating right now.
Yeah.
Because the amount of college debt that I have, forget about it.
Yeah.
Hey, Sean and Stacks, military ain't for everybody. And I'm glad y'all went in the military. Yeah. It's just, I'm not a military person. I'll probably be very successful, but I'm not a military person. So I appreciate.
I'm definitely not.
I appreciate Sean. I appreciate Stacks for going military.
I wish I did. I did ROTC for 4 years. I was supposed to go to the Air Force Academy. I wish I fucking did.
Here's the thing. To me, people really got to start looking at the military. This is going to sound kind of crass or whatever, but it's no different than a hustle. I did 20 years. Me and Sean did 20 years. We got a lot from it. While you're in the military, you get the GI Bill, but they have something called tuition assistance where you don't have to use your GI Bill. That's how I was able to get my associate's degree. I transferred my GI Bill to my wife. She got her master's courtesy of the United States military. So it's a straight up hustle. You know, you put in the time, you put in the work.
That's a come
and
up.
you get the
Hey, don't let these niggas fool y'all now. They earn all of them fucking benefits. All right, you got this nigga Stacks was overseas fighting in the war. He was the first nigga crossing the motherfucking battle lines. He was in Saddam Hussein's house. You know what I'm saying? Like niggas put his life on the line several times. You got Sean who's been deployed overseas and shit. You gotta leave the family. You gotta go as soon as they tell you where the fuck they tell you to go at. You gotta leave at a moment's notice. They earn all of that shit.
And
I can't do that. So I appreciate them. The military wouldn't be for me.
Merv, I'm glad you said that, because that goes back to the military, and for everybody in the military is not a last resort. There's a small segment of the population that thinks once you go into the military, you're set and that it's automatic success. Sean will tell you there's a lot. Me and Sean did 20. We know soldiers and Marines that don't get past year one. The military it's tough, bro. It's a grind.
It's not for them.
And you're being told where to go, what to do, but at the same time, people really need to understand that we live normal lives while we're in the military. And this is when I was recruited. This is how I got a lot of kids. I wouldn't show them. I would show up to schools. I'd have my little I Love Me book is what we call. I have my pictures and stuff in there from the military. I didn't have anything in my book with military in a military uniform. I showed all these young kids pictures of me partying in Germany, pictures of me playing intramural sports, pictures of me just out there living and, you know, just doing my thing in other countries and stuff and things of that nature. That's how I got most of the kids to join. And a lot of these kids aren't joining. They aren't joining the military per se. If you're a good recruiter, they're joining because they hold an allegiance to you and they like what you stand for. They like, you know, they see something in you like, damn, I wouldn't mind being them. But people have to realize at the same time that it's not a guarantee. It's like the military is like any profession that you do. You get out of it what exactly you put into it.
What you put in.
That's exactly how that works. So when you're saying your kid is going into service, or that kid is out there saying they're going into service, we don't listen to that. Have you enlisted? Have you taken the ASVAB? You can tell me what the fuck you're doing all day long.
Yeah.
But it's not a guarantee. You have to pass a drug test, by the way. And if you fail that drug test, let's just say I sent somebody to join the military, join the Army, and they fail a drug test. Boom. They come back and they go see Sean and try to join the Marine. Guess what? That physical that they took when they going to join the Army, that's the same shit. They're still permanently disqualified from the United States military, not just the Army, not just the Marines, but as well as the Air Force and the Navy as well. So that goes into the choices that you make in your life as a young person, whether it's, you know, pissing hot on piss tests, or, you know, getting involved with crime and stuff like that. Those doors will close if you do something early in your life. It's unfortunate because you want to give young kids. We all young. We've done stupid shit while we were young. But the military, it's kind of like a zero tolerance. Like, oh, you got a drug charge? Nah, bro. We don't tolerate that stuff. So that's something that that kids and parents need to understand, that the decisions and the shit that you get into at a very young age could lock those doors and can impact you going forward in your life. It's not. I mean, not just because I'm a former service member, but people really need to understand that the military is not a last resort. It maybe was back in the 80s and shit like that when it was go to war, go to jail. But the military is looking for the same motherfuckers that college recruiters is looking for in this day and age.
I'm glad. Hey, that's a
Well,
good.
I didn't get in because I weighed too much.
You know what? Too, the fucked up part about that, I don't know how the Marine Corps height weight standards is, but it is very. To me, it's kind of prejudicial to black women in particular. Because my sister wasn't able to get in. She wasn't overweight, but they do the measurements in the military for women. They do your stomach. I think they do, and they do this literally in the regulation like this, the most protruding portion of your ass, and that kills a lot of our black and brown sisters because you can be skinny and have a huge ass and be like you overweight. And
your chest puts a lot of weight.
I think they do y'all measure the chest in the military for women, Sean? Yeah, we do that. I think we do that as well, and that kind of locks that door. To full figure young ladies and stuff like that. Yep. But my point is this: the military is not a last resort, and just because you go in there, that don't automatically mean you're going to be successful. Because a lot of folks think that going to the military like you a millionaire. Nah, bro, you're really not.
Hey, Stacks.
Especially when you first going in, you like broke like motherfuckers that work at McDonald's when you first get in.
Hey, Stacks and Sean. But before y'all end it, the last category is going to the workforce. All right. So before y'all end it, talk about no matter what decision you make when you're 17, 18, whether you go to college, trade school, or military, you're going to eventually have to go into the workforce. Because even when you retire from the military, you got to go in the workforce. So speak on preparation or things that you should do if you're in the military, or how to transition, or the best way to prepare yourself to go in the workforce. And then me, Becca, Mark, and Tina will finish the non-military way of the best way to prepare yourself to go in the workforce before y'all finish.
You want me to go first, Sean?
You and Sean.
Me?
Both of y'all, yeah. The military, yeah.
Okay. I'll go first. When you are at being Sean's level, when you get out of the military, they give you I don't know what the Marine Corps, they give you about a year to transition. In this year, you're doing all your physicals, and they literally give you, it used to be very terrible back in the day, but they literally give you these classes that you go through over a course of a year, not the entire year, where they're pretty much it's kind of like shit, so to speak. It's kind of like you being in a halfway house getting re-indoctrinated in society.
I was about to say that.
Because they got to get all that military shit out you to go into corporate. I mean, let me give you an example. When I first got out, I got a job at a staffing agency as a recruiter, and we filled orders, giving people jobs in light industrial, like factories and shit like that. And we had a cat that they say, hey, this cat was a no-show for work. I say, well, give me his address, I go get him. Everybody in the office like freeze. Like what the fuck you mean you go get him? I'm like, give me his address, I go get his ass and make sure you go to work. They're like, look, Hyson,
you can't do that.
that shit don't work like that out here, bro. You cannot go to people's house and force them to go to work. I'm like, why not? But that you can ask Sean, if a soldier or a Marine is missing, we going to get that motherfucker. That's just how that shit works.
Yeah, you got to come on.
I didn't know. That's one thing Merv ain't told me. And Merv was a really good guide into helping me indoctrinate myself back into regular society. But everybody, when I said I'm going to go get him at his house, everybody in the office stopped what they was doing to the desk and they looked over like,
don't do crazy.
Like, this motherfucker is crazy.
You can't knock my door. Hey, why you not at work?
but that transition, I learned a whole lot. And unfortunately, a lot of service members, especially the ones that retire, they have a really hard time because in the military, at me and Sean's level, when we say something is going to happen or we tell you to do something, that shit usually happens. So you get in the civilian sector and you be like, hey, man, you got to be at work at 8 o'clock tomorrow. So motherfuckers show up at 8:30. Oh, we going the fuck off.
I'm losing it.
But it's all about making that transition and understanding you're not in the military. To me, it's no different than a motherfucker getting out of prison that's like indoctrinated and they're institutionalized, so to speak. So fortunately, the transition I made in the military and the people that I have around me, Merv mainly, helped me make that transition. That set me up for success once I went to the workforce.
I keep mine short and sweet. Mine was different because, again, being on my we call it the Twilight Tour. On my Twilight Tour, I had just came from the recruitment field, so I was already kind of like desensitized to the rah-rah side of the military at that time, because you're more in the business aspect on recruiting duty. They take you to school. You got to go to school for 3 months to become a different person because you have to be like take away everything. But I was also a company gunnery sergeant at a unit, so I didn't have to be the rah-rah guy. I had those rah-rah guys. I just tell them they'll get it done, and it got done. So it was an easier transition for me. What I found the hardest part for me was I had a crazy temperament. I didn't have patience. My temperament was like I was very impatient, and my temperament was not there because I thought everybody was nasty. I'm like, yo, these nasty things out here don't even understand what's going on. I call them nasty things.
Yeah.
I couldn't. I had to snap myself out of that. It took me a long time to stop calling people nasty things.
Dirty, nasty to me is what we call them in the Army.
Right. And it was a lot of jargon that I had to change up. I've always had a different type of charisma, so I was able to use that to my advantage when I transitioned into the workforce. And it just enhanced because recruiting duty was the thing that really saved my career. I'm be honest with you. I think if I never went on recruiting duty, I probably wouldn't have been a beast that I am today. I'm be completely honest because I was in logistics. I didn't pay no attention to that because I played basketball at the same time. I wouldn't have been successful, to be quite honest. So that's my thing. Recruiting duty was the transition that I needed to help me get back into the civilian world. And the contrary belief, you don't really have to work after you retire from the military. You don't have to. But you're so accustomed to like a lifestyle, and you probably want certain things where you may want to continue to work just to be able to, do some extra things. But you can live off of your retirement, to be quite honest. So I'm gonna kick it to the non-vets.
Merv, you referring to going into the workforce after college?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. I mean, whatever you were doing before you went to workforce, how you transition, how you prepare to go into the workforce.
Well, my first job was in high school. I was working at Foot Locker.
No, I ain't talking about that. I'm talking about like career job.
After college, however, that's why I asked you the difference.
Yeah, career job.
After college, when I graduated, I had tried my very best to get a job in my field, which is a very competitive field. I went on auditions. I had to do a movie in order to graduate. So, and I also did college radio. So I had a couple of connections. My last senior year of college, I kind of made some connections. So when I got out of college, I automatically was on my way to Hollywood. Like, I'm going to be a star. Like, I'm not supposed to be here with y'all. I'm supposed to be in Hollywood right now, being famous on my way to a movie set. Like, I'm not supposed to be doing this regular people stuff, right? That's what I thought. But then when I got out of college and tried to get into my actual field that I was studying for the past 4 years, it was not that easy. It wasn't as easy as to show up, learn a monologue, show up and say, hey, hire me, right? I know these lines. I can do it. What you want me to do? Say, want me to cry? Want me to be mad? Like, what you want me to be? I can do it. Like, just say action and I got it, right? That wasn't the case. It was very difficult. Super, super difficult. To the point where I ended up getting a regular 9 to 5. And to this day, haven't actually had a job in the field of my degree. Okay. It was extremely difficult. It was very competitive. At that time, it was like 2005, and I'm in New York. So what bothers me slightly about it, and I just chuck it up as this is what the Lord wanted me to go through. I'm in New York. going to a performing arts high school, graduating from Brooklyn College, which was my degree in television and radio production. So I have a degree in theater, I can do television, I can also do radio. With those 3 skills, I really should not be on this podcast with y'all. I should be famous, right? You would think. However, it was really difficult going to auditions, going on go-sees, and going to make sure that you meet this person and trying to audition for this and going to Broadway. I knew so many people from Lincoln Center. I knew so many people. MTV Studios was my second home. I really should be famous. And that was not the case. I went on auditions, did not get hired. I went to plays, did not get hired. I did all kinds of internships, did not go anywhere, and ended up getting a job at the local, utility store that my dad happened to work at. I got that job, kind of, sort of. He put my resume in and was like, yeah, you're working here. And this, I had to take a test to get that job. And I was just like, why am I here? And even after 20 years later, I'm like, I have a degree in all of these things. I have talent, and I have not yet been able to do one job in my field.
Okay.
So it's very difficult, which is why it's important to pick the right degree. If you're going to get a degree and be in debt for thousands, it better be the right degree.
Okay. Tina, Mark, who want to go next? Mark, go ahead.
Man, like I said, my story is really, just more cut and dry. Like after I got through college, and during college, I worked as a telemarketer, right? You know what I'm saying? So all you're doing really is talking shit to people, steamrolling them into buying what you want them to buy, right? Like, yo, this is what we selling. Yo, it's good for you. Buy it. You know what I mean? You just making it sound good, right? So I figure, for real, like, I'm like, yo, well, when you're out and you're partying or whatever, you're talking to females, you're kind of doing the same shit. You're trying to convince her to do what you want her to do. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Or what you want, like, do what I want you to do, right? So I'm like, I can use this in real life. You know what I'm saying? So when I got out, my man, he hit me up. He was working with the Miami Heat already. He's like, I'm down here in Miami. We starting up a league next year, right? But we got to start putting this shit together now. He's like, why don't you come down Miami, man? I try to get you in there somewhere. That wasn't even a job offer. That was, I'll try to get you in. You know what I'm saying? So I go down there, took a leap of faith, right? So I'm like, yo, how you set it up, explain everything. And then, I met with his boss or whatever, how they was trying to do it, explain it. You know what I'm saying? Right now, we'll have no backing, we'll have no players or nothing, right? So we had to get sponsors. You know what I'm saying? So how do you get sponsored, right? You got to, for a build relationship, just like my dad told me to do, right? So I was like, my first business meeting was terrible, in my opinion. We went to like this restaurant, The Palm or whatever, real nice restaurant at the time down in Miami. But it was like basic. It was a basic meeting. It was kind of boring, right? I was bored talking to them about the league. They were bored hearing it. So I was just like, yeah, yo, we'll get back to you. That's what they told me. We'll get back to you on it, right? So I'm thinking, what went wrong in this meeting? They were just like, yo, how come you weren't you? Like, you got to be you, So guess where the next meeting was? Strip club, Black Gold, right? My man was the manager over there, right? So from the strip club, I'm explaining the same shit. And they were like, yo, we want in. You know what I mean? For real, what kind of sponsorship package you got? I was just like, yo, I got a slot for you for $25,000. You know what I mean? Handed me a check for 25 stacks. And then I started getting sponsors just like that. Strip clubs, nightclubs, different, for whatever, right? But the one thing I noticed about all these guys, they like women just like I do. They want, and some of them ain't really know how to talk to them. So I'm like, shit, I'm a shit talking motherfucker. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm just like, man, if I connect them to the ladies, they gonna sign this check. And that's how I figured it out. And that's exactly what happened. So, you know what I'm saying? My job was really the sponsorship guy. And then once we started getting all them sponsors, the league, had all the capital, to start the league. So then it was just like, all right, now we got to get players, right? Now, some players we already had that were like local. But how do you get the NBA guys? That's the guys, what I'm saying, that's going to get everybody to come out. You're talking to the players the same way. Because guess what? Even though this guy, is making millions of dollars, it don't mean he have enough game, for the pull who he wants. So I'm going to be the go-between, you know what I'm saying? Talk some shit. Then all of a sudden, yo, Mark, I'm coming to that league, boy, that's what's up. Blah, 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 blah. And that was really my job. But I really didn't have a job title until 2 years after moving to Miami. And that was on a leap of faith. But I'm just like, man, build relationships. Whatever you do, you got to build relationships. Because if you do that, it'll take you a lot of places. You'd be surprised how far it will take you if you build them relationships. So
Indeed.
that's, that's how my whole experience went. And then it went after I left Miami. It was the same shit. Same shit with Nike. And then the same shit now. Like, yo, why you leave them companies? Because I wanted to work for myself. I was like, man, let me get the money myself. Let me control the overhead and all of that. So now I'm doing the stocks and all that kind of shit. You know what I mean? Where I know I got a bull who good with that. He teaching me how to do it. You know what I'm saying? Working on a trucking company with my man. And you know what I'm saying? It's all built relationships. That's all this shit is, man. If you build relationships, I'm trying to tell you, you don't have to be this guy with a personality larger than life. Just the shit that you want and whatever, just go and talk to somebody who's in the field. You know what I'm saying? Build a relationship. Oh yeah, such and such, that's all you gotta do. You know what I mean? Just have some confidence, talk to somebody, and then all of a sudden you get your foot in the door and then just make it happen from there. You'd be surprised, even on your job, if somebody on your job that's probably in some field or something, for that you want to be a part of. Talk to Mr. Clarence at the job, you know what I'm saying? Mr. Clarence knows somebody, you know what I'm saying? And then Mr. Clarence will get you in, you know what I mean? Because you didn't build a relationship with Mr. Clarence.
That's true, too.
Shit. Trust me, it works.
Gotcha. Tina, you got something or?
So I look like this and I do security. I've been doing security for over 15 years, probably 20. For me, it's easy to find a job. It's just hard to advance or find a higher paying job. Security is a breeze for me. I love it. I like anything uniform. So I hate trying to figure out what to wear every day. Give me some uniform. I'm with the shits. So I'm a supervisor now, and I also bounce at night, but you got to find your own hustle too. You don't want to keep working for the man, right? So I'm a makeup artist for myself. So that's my side hustle, which I would want to be my main hustle, to the point where I don't even want to do makeup anymore, but I want to develop my own brand where it will sell itself.
And that's her background is her, you guys.
Yeah, that's so my back. That's me.
That's her. And you did that, right?
Yes, I did that for Halloween.
There you go.
Thanks, Becca. So you gotta, even during the pandemic, a lot of people have learned, like, it's cool to be an essential worker.
Yeah.
I hated it until, I ain't gonna hold you, the COVID hit, and I'm like, I was glad I was an essential worker. I still got to work. You know what I'm saying? So, but it's also good to have your own business. But I know people don't want to work for anyone, but in times like this, you might still want to keep that in your back pocket.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people, they had their own restaurants and all that, and they lost a lot of money.
Right.
And don't be fooled. The government out here giving out free money, but it ain't free.
You're
going to pay that back.
Ain't free.
Pay that back in some kind of way. If your name is on that, what's that? That PP something list?
Oh, PP.
Okay.
Hey, I'm trying to get one of them shit so we can be on the come up around this motherfucker.
I'm trying to tell you,
right?
listen, we
If your name
is from Love and Hip Hop. We ain't trying to
if your name is on that list and you was lying, you better be careful.
Yeah,
okay?
we will see more things in 12 years. No.
Merv, you could have made that money work, Merv. You should have signed up.
I started investing into stocks. I don't want everybody to feel like stocks is a quick come up. I'm still learning about it.
It ain't.
It ain't.
It ain't.
Like, don't sit there, put your money in, and then Dogecoin go up, and then you pull your money out. Guess what? You're gonna pay that shit back in taxes at the end of the year. Let that shit sit in that motherfucker. Do not touch it. Yep. If you got the money to invest and it won't hurt you, it's not touching anything. Let's say you got $1,000. It won't break your pockets. You could just throw this $1,000 away, do that shit, and let it sit there. Let it sit there for years if you can. You never know. Do not sit there and be like, oh, that shit doubled. Dogecoin going up. Let me pull that shit out. You will pay for that shit.
I'll say like this. You know what I mean? And this will probably make Sean happy. You know what I'm saying? Nas invested in Bitcoin in like 2011. And he's just cashing out now. Like, you know what I mean? As in like a year or two ago. You know what I'm saying? He's cashing out big. You know what I mean? So, his money was tied up in that for years.
Right. So it's like, hold on to having, you know, your job for the man.
Yeah.
It could be part-time.
Yeah.
Look for a part-time job with full-time benefits. But also have your own. You know what I'm saying? Have your own. But you know, just always you gotta always have that door open for different avenues. That's what I've learned through this pandemic. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. I understand the people that do got degrees and they don't get what they're supposed to get. Open up your own business, but make sure you still got the man in your back pocket. Use them like they using us.
Exactly.
Okay.
You know what I mean? You make your own rules. That's what I did on every job. Like, look, how can I manipulate the situation to work for me? You know what I mean?
For those who want to go to school, more power to you. School was not for me. I have a very short attention span. It all depends on who my professor is, and I can stick to it. But if I can't, so I ain't gonna hold you, no disrespect, but you got professors that be teaching math and they don't speak barely a lick of English, and I can't understand what you're saying, and I hate math. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you go to school, cool. But I feel like the world should present more trades, especially starting in high school.
Well, they took them out the high school. That's the problem.
Right, because we only had shop, and I'm a female, and they don't automatically give the female shop. You know what I'm saying? So I wish I did, because all the mechanics and auto body, they making bread. You hear me?
Yeah.
And I would have did that. I don't mind getting my hands dirty. That's where the money at. You know what I'm saying? So, but if you can learn a trade, cool. Don't stop at just getting a degree. Don't stop at just getting multiple degrees. Learn a trade too. Because sometimes when that job closes, if a pandemic hits, you're going to need that skill from a trade to survive. So that's what I got.
So, between everybody, y'all said shit. Y'all ain't really leave nothing. Y'all ain't really leave too much for me to fucking say.
But that's a good thing.
Yeah, that's not bad at all.
We did good, y'all.
So
speechless.
if you going so the ones that took the college route, no matter what degree that you're working on, make sure you get an internship. I don't care what. When I say internship, make sure that you find a company, even if it's free, even if you have to work for free. The experience, it'll be worth more than that $8, $9, $10. No matter if you go to college, no matter what field you're working towards, make sure you do an internship. I played college football while in college. I didn't do an internship. I didn't have my advisors to tell me I need to do an internship. I graduated from USC with a Bachelor of Science in Computer Engineering from the University of South Carolina. My mindset was, this is a big ass college, University of South Carolina. I got a Bachelor of Science in fucking Computer Engineering. Somebody about to give me a fucking $70,000 job. It don't work like that.
Right.
Because every interview I went on, all they asked me, they didn't really care about the book experience. They care about the practical experience, meaning what experience that you have that you actually applied what you learned in school towards this field.
Absolutely.
So no matter what you're working on, if you go to college, make sure you get an internship because it will affect you afterwards. Another thing, if you're going to college, or if you're going to workforce, the other thing that's important, whether you do military, trade school, college, or whatever, if you don't know how to put a resume together, that's fine. Find somebody that's an expert at resumes that will put a resume together for you. Because when you go in the workforce, you got to have a resume that's going to speak for you when they look at that paper. You got to be able to sell yourself on paper to get that interview. Mm-hmm. So if you don't know how to do a resume, you need to find somebody that's an expert on how to do a resume so that you don't miss out on an opportunity. Right after I got out of college, I had a connect. I could have went to Charleston making $50,000 starting. I did a Microsoft Word template resume. The lady called me. It was a black lady. I had to hook up. Like I went to school with her daughter at USC. Her mom was the hiring manager. She used to call me and said, "Mr. Dees, I can't put you in front of anybody because your resume is weak." And from that moment on, I made it my business to learn how to do resumes. And now I do resumes for people as a business.
Yeah, I was just about to say that.
So those are two
people can make money doing that.
Hey, I'll tell you one more thing about a resume for anybody's listening and you going to apply for a job and all of that, right? Listen, even if you got great work experience, don't list every single thing you ever did on the resume, right? One thing about these interviewers, they want to talk. They want to keep talking, right? And you want to keep them talking because the more you talk to them and the more they talk to you, trust me, that's a good sign, you know what I mean, for they going to hire you. You know what I'm saying? I ain't saying it always worked like that, but it damn sure worked for me like that. Everything I applied to pretty much, I got hired because, man, I'm just over there, blah, 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 and they hit me with the blah, 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 and I'm asking them the right questions about the company and all of that. And, how the company work this and how they do that. Oh, man, I like this guy right here. You're hired. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, leave some shit out, you know what I mean? For so that interviewer can keep talking because that's what they there for, and they gonna pass your name up the list.
But you don't want to leave gaps because
not gaps in the resume work. But I'm just saying the job description doesn't have to be everything you did on the job. Like goddamn, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Let the interviewer talk. That's what they're there for.
You want to put your strong bullet points, selling
Absolutely.
points, depending on what job that you're applying to. You want your resume catered to that position and that company. All right.
Absolutely.
I think that's the only thing that probably wasn't said because, like Mark said, networking. A lot of times, who you know is just as important as what you know. Because you can know a lot, but if you know the right people, you're not going to get that opportunity. You might know a little bit, know the right person, they're going to give you an opportunity and then give you on-the-job experience.
And so we've all seen people like that. We've seen people that be like, how are they able to do this? They're not good at it. But
they knew the right person.
Right. They had to connect. They had a way in. I've seen it all the time. We all know it. We know people were like, why is this rapper like, why is this person? Why does Taraji still keep getting these Tyler Perry movies? Why? She's the same actress in every fucking movie because she knows somebody.
Hey yo, very, very good points tonight, man. Good show, y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and hand it over to Sean. We can go around the horn. Let's make the wrap up quick. We almost at 3 hours. Good conversation, by the way.
Yeah, absolutely. Let's go around the horn, man. Let's start with Becca. Be easy.
Just congratulations to everybody that's watching this, young or old, especially the young folks who are just graduating this year from high school. During the pandemic, you guys dealt with a lot to get your degree this year. So congratulations to you. And no matter what it is that you want to do, whether it be a trade or whether it be take a break or whether you want to go straight into college, you don't know what your major is, no matter what it is. Just stick to it. This is the time of your life where you learn yourself and you learn what you're able to do and not do. And whatever decision that you make, just be great. Just be good at it and just believe in yourself that you can do it. you've gotten this far, having gotten your degree, your diploma, your education during a pandemic where the world was everywhere and you had to remain focused and get your degree. So you can do it. So whatever you decide to do going forward, just believe in yourself and you'll be all right.
Absolutely. What you got for us, Mark?
Man, just like I was saying all night, man, you got to build relationships. One thing, if I could talk to the fellas real quick, young players, right? If you could talk to these females with confidence and purpose, right? You could take those same people skills and use that when you're applying for an internship, a job, or anything of the sort. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, look, man, listen, you could play this game the same exact way, right? Because it's something you want to extract, from that situation, and it's something they want from you in return. You know what I'm saying? So work hand in hand and make those relationships work. You do that, you're going to be on the right side of things and not wrong. Don't go in fumbling your words. Trust me. You know what I mean? If you ain't fumbling your words talking to Keith on the corner, then you shouldn't be fumbling your words anywhere else. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just like, come on, man, get it together. You can do it. You know what I'm saying? I understand, going into college is new, or going to trade school is new, going to the workforce is all new. But guess what? It's the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Just keep your mind on your business, handle your business, speak with purpose, talk with purpose, present yourself with purpose. You do that, you're going to be on the right side of things. Trust me.
Yep.
Absolutely. Stacks.
This harkens me back to a poem called "What Is Our Deepest Fear." I'm not gonna rattle off the entire poem. So we trying to wrap this thing up. But the class of 2021 in particular, whether it's high school, whether it's college, you just completed. You just walked across the stage, or you're about to walk across the stage at what I hope is the tail end of a pandemic. This should be an indicator to yourself, to your parents, and the people that care about you, that you are blessed beyond measure, and you are more resilient than anybody could even imagine. If you're able to complete college, if you're able to complete high school under these conditions, the sky is the limit. Networking, Mark alluded to it a lot. I think everybody in some way, shape, or form alluded to it. If you are not networking, you are losing, and that entails not just being an employee, not just being a college student, not just being somebody that graduated from high school. It's being somebody that gets in there and meet other people, build relationships, because relationships that you build can lead to so much in the future. It could lead to high-paying employment. It could lead to so many other things. It could lead to you starting businesses and things of that nature. Parents out there, stop hamstringing your kids. Give your kids the motivation in order to be great beyond measure, greater than you were. That's okay. The goal as a parent should be for your kid to be better than you were. That's my parents' goal, and I'm happy that they instilled that on me. Be great. The opportunities are going to be there, despite of the disadvantages that we have in these United States of America as Black people. But just be great, because the opportunities are out there, and never ever think that you can't break glass ceilings and go beyond the stars. Fly high.
It sounds cliche, y'all, but it's really the truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Tina, what you got for us?
Sometimes it's not what you do, but who you know.
That's it.
That's it. It's unfortunate you bust your ass in school, you paying all this money back, and you don't get ahead, and then somebody just walk in that don't have half the skills you got, and they get up there because of who they know. So like Stack said, build your relationship with people, because it's who you know.
Merv, what you got, bro?
Yo, good show tonight. We touched everything from, we basically started at high school graduation and gave some knowledge along with personal experiences and advice on from high school graduation to you get into the workforce until you become a provider for whatever industry you go into, whether it's military, trade, college, or straight into work and being an entrepreneur. I mean, just like everybody else, whatever you decide to do, just make sure you take it seriously and get the qualifications as needed. If you're gonna be an entrepreneur, you still need to get the certifications because you still need to show your customer base that you're qualified and that you have the necessary skill set and training for them to trust you to hire you to do whatever job it is or whatever field that you're taking on. If you become an entrepreneur, if you go to college, make sure that you get an internship, make sure you get your degree, and make sure you network. If you go to trade school, same thing. You gotta get your certifications, and you gotta network. No matter what you do, you gotta network. That's the common thing. No matter what you do, you gotta network. But depending on what you decide, what path you decide, will determine whether you gotta do certifications, whether you gotta do get degrees, or trade school. So bottom line, after you graduate high school, just don't sit at home. There's many different avenues for you to be successful, make money, get that bag, get the house you want, get that car you want, be able to provide for your wife or your husband or your kids, for your family in general.
Absolutely, man. That's everybody said the key thing is all about networking. It's all about who you know. Hell, that's how others get up, get up the food chain. It's about who you know. And they actually bring each other up and they take care of each other. I
Right.
think one of the things that I don't think we really talked about it too much is about how do you continue to take care of one another, especially after graduating, building a network of friends, whether that's you get a chance to go to college and pledging in a sorority or fraternity. I had the fortunate opportunity to be part of the biggest fraternity and or sorority in the world, United States Marine Corps, URA. But that network that I've had created like a bond, friendship and family for forever in my life. And some of those bonds and those legacies that I've created allowed me to be able to still use that to not only help myself, my career, but also help those that I came in contact with and had the opportunity to come across. So again, good show tonight. This was one of the shows that we talked about for several weeks. I know Stacks really wanted to get this one out there and bring this like the cannons to Stacks. You put together a good one tonight, my brother. Stacks actually put together a lot of the content tonight, the actual the layout. Stacks sent us the actual email like, "Yo, this is the flow tonight. Y'all better be right." So we had to take those marching orders. So thank you, my man, for putting this thing together. Shout out to the ladies for hopping on tonight. Shout out to Team B. Shout out to Becca for hopping on. I know people didn't see these ladies in a minute, but they're back like cook crack. So we out here. Shout out to
Not
everybody
crack.
who, yeah, that's a cook crack. It's like a difference. Everybody who rocking
Okay,
with
Whitney.
us, on the scenes, behind the scenes, everybody who has been wrong person.
Yes. He said,
Shout out to everybody who's actually been rocking with us from day one. Shout out to those who are actually the front line, behind the scenes. Shout out to Tayson, our street team general.
Street team general, baby.
Last night,
Sean, did you put
Tayson,
yourself as that?
Tayson is out there working the streets for us. So shout out to Tayson.
Tay.
Shout out to the
homie.
Lellas. The Lellas was in the building tonight. The Lellas are out there making things happen. Make sure you watch their show. They're coming on every other Sunday. So this Sunday coming up, they will not be on, but they'll be present the Sunday after, which is June the 26th. So be sure to take a look at those flyers that are coming out. Make sure you pay attention to the dates and the times because these ladies got a lot to talk about as well. And we got some other things coming in the pipeline as well. As I told y'all before, anytime we got rounds in the chamber, we kind of tease y'all to let y'all know it's working, it's baking. And when it comes out,
27.
So we got more in store. Shout out to Stacks again for really doing his thing tonight for this for tonight's show, for this episode. Stacks was the orchestrator, he was the narrator, he did it all. So salute to my dude. Shout out to Merv and all of the small bottles that he had, those that he took from Delta Airlines, those he took from the Rinky Dink motels that he probably be at the Susie Fox. The Susie Fox is the only motel. It's a motel, not a hotel. The only motel that actually has a little bottle of wines. So shout out to those guys for letting Merv walk out there, unbeknownst to them, for stealing their actual their beverages. Shout out to Mark, man. Shout out to Mark and his Nike Connect, man. Maylene, I'm sure she got some deals out there. When those kids get those Nikes, please do not look under the tongue. It's going to be like I got crap. Hey, if you look under that tongue, that shit ain't going to say Jordan. That shit going to say that shit going to say bull. That shit going to say, hey, Stacks. That shit going to say, I got you, bull.
Yo, you see how boy trying to slam me,
man. But real talk though, shout out to Maylene for getting Mark those Jordans. Them shits are not official, but I know the kids would still enjoy it. So they play basketball, they make both ripping apart. So shout out for Mark having a big heart to do that anyhow, man. I wouldn't do it because I want the shit that's going to be real. I don't want anybody capping me. But, shout out to my homie Mark for doing that, man.
This boy really capping out here, yo.
Shout out to Tina, man, for being a bouncer for 20 years. Tina has 3 cases pending right now for throwing people out the bar. As a bouncer, you're not really supposed to put people in a chokehold when they already surrendered. So shout out to Tina for still putting people in the chokehold, and she got 3 cases pending. So we'll see how that turned out. If y'all don't see Tina for the next couple of weeks, know that she's
free Tina.
But she's
free Team B.
So I'm gonna say free Tina early because I don't think she's gonna beat that case. But we still rocking with her. With that said, shout out to Blackjack TV, shout out to Channel 199, Zingo TV, shout out to Mile High Radio, shout out to Facebook, shout out to all the crazy people out there as well. I got to shout out to crazy people. Crazy people in the building. Shout out to y'all. We need y'all in some kind of way. Y'all need yourself, so figure that shit out. And shout out to Merv for being who he is. Shout out to Stack. Shout out to Mark, Tina B. Shout out to Becca, Lullas, Tayson, everybody. And most definitely shout out to Sean. Me. Shout out to myself, the kid. And shout out to the world. Thank you all for hopping on tonight. We had a good show, 3 hours in. And peace.
Peace, y'all. Good night.
Yo. I am so scared right now.